Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Temptations of Ait'seh with What Team Comp? I am your host, the Uncommon Guru. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're
Hey,
currently we're currently down a Madrino at the moment. He will be here later. He said he would be here two shakes of a lamb's tail, but that was like 20 minutes ago. So we're gonna just jump straight in. Hopefully, he'll be able to pick up and not feel like he's lost in the winds. But we're gonna jump in and try and see what we can do. So,
Don't
ready for the
start.
recap? I'm not saying anything. So you guys ready to jump into the recap?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready.
yeah, I'm ready.
When last we left our intrepid group of adventurers, after arriving in the city, they went through a bunch of different things, starting with doing some games and earning a few new little knickknacks along the way, as well as finding a menagerie with a collared tiger that they freed to find that they were actually an Eladrin who had been caged and was very happy to make his way away. Along the way, they also met with Demea's friend. We'll just say friend for now. Who, after going to an inn to sit down and discuss things, was shot and almost assassinated by, well, an assassin. After revealing that she was actually the princess of the land of Halo, the group has reconvened together, rested to gain their health back as well as to level up, because now they're level 5.
Yeah,
And Arcus has now become a small creature who can turn into a tiny little dog. Well, not
Aw.
tiny, a small dog. But that was a big surprise for his poor owner, who
A popper.
I believe I said a terrier was what I
That's
said.
valid.
Yeah, you said a bull terrier.
I think I said a Jack Russell. It was either a bull or a Jack Russell terrier, one of the two.
Either way, they're adorable.
Yeah, it's a terrier. Is a terrier regardless. It's just a small little dog that looks adorable and can talk. As Demea found out when he snuck into the room, was like, "Hey, I can be a dog."
And it's like the equivalent of look what I can do.
A little bit, yeah.
wanna
Demea
be
is
cute,
currently suffering from a point of exhaustion. Which, do you have the exhaustion tracker on, Emmy? There is a thing on your sheet under the settings where you can turn on exhaustion, so you can actually know what your point of exhaustion gives you.
Where is that under?
If you go down on the right hand side, there should be a, where is it?
Oh, here it is.
Yep. So you just turn that on, and then when you go back to your core, it'll have it should say 0. You just go up by 1. That way you actually know what that level of exhaustion gives you.
Didn't we have her sleep though?
She's going to be sleeping, yes, but you guys are going
Yeah.
to be heading into the cart to actually begin making your way out, which I believe was where we left off last time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You have not yet left.
Oh, it even tells me like disadvantages
My
things
books!
I might have. That's
Yeah, it tells you all that stuff, so that way you're not like, well, what does this actually do to me? Well, no, now that actually makes sense.
So need to sell these fucking things.
Yeah, I need to
Yes,
sell.
that's where we
some
left
stuff.
off, because you guys wanted to let her take a nap while you guys were like, hey, we need to sell some stuff.
I need money.
Yes, because you spent all your money on getting that nice plate armoring that
I spent it all on gamble.
I spent it all. I spent it all on killing my wife. No, wait, I didn't kill my wife. Sorry, I was
I'm
watching.
not a crook.
I was watching some prop hunt the other day, and I just
Oh.
listened to that one as the last one before I had to
I was
go to
just
bed, so it's just
thinking.
been stuck in my head. Anyways, moving on. So you guys are looking to sell some items and try and get a little bit of cash in your pockets.
Cash
So-
money.
Yep. So make a
Cash money.
investigation check or a persuasion check.
Hello.
Which one is better?
No,
Oh, wow.
Not bad. With a 26 persuasion, you start talking around. You're being very very casual about it, but people are starting to quickly catch on that you're like, hey, I have a need, and eventually people are like, yeah, just you go to the library, and some people like you ask them, and they're just like, I don't know what the library is. I don't go to where the library is. I just know there's a library.
God damn it.
But you eventually do stumble across someone who's a little bit fancier dressed, and they actually, as you're speaking to her, they kind of look up from a scroll they're reading as they just close it up. Hi there. You're looking for the library. I can direct you there myself. I'm one of the people who helps make sure everything's in order. Was there something you were looking to do?
I have some rather old texts that I would like to have taken off my hands for a little bit of a fee.
We would be certainly willing to take a look at them. I myself do not know the value of such things. We'd have to take it to someone like the curator. Please, and he starts motioning for you guys to follow him.
She follows. I didn't know anyone was with me. Hell.
That depends on who's with you. Anyone who wants.
I was gonna say, are we all together?
Up to you guys. Did you want to leave Navarre to start heading to sell stuff, or were you going together?
Emmy, Demi is like taking a nap still at the hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either in the hotel or in the cart.
That needs to be decided.
Yeah, that's kind of something that needs to be decided.
I would assume until we get the cart, we would have let her sleep at the inn.
Okay, so I guess she is at the inn then?
Yeah.
So she's at the inn with Tashina.
Alright, then Virdrick is probably going to stay behind and be near them.
Alright, and Clear, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be selling a club and... Shit, what else was there? Yeah, a club and leather armor.
Okay. So you're looking for like the more weapony district. Because it is considered to be used, they're not going to buy it from you at the price you bought it at. But for and a club's not going to be that expensive anyways. Let's see here. For the leather armor, they'll be willing to give you 7 gold, and for the club, they'll give you 5 copper.
I'll keep the club.
Okay.
And that's 7 gold for the leather armor. All right.
Yep. So you give them the leather armor, and they give you back 7 gold.
Whip whip. I now have more than double the amount of money I had previously. Is that a mad I spy?
A mad? Has he arrived?
Sorry about that.
You said 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I'm just like, I gotta start, man. Where you at?
No, you ain't wrong.
What is Zadim going to be doing during while Naivara quickly runs off to sell some stuff?
I'm gonna go sell some stuff.
Okay. We'll go with hers first.
Of course, ladies
and then,
first.
Yeah, we'll get to you next. So she is going off to sell the books that were found.
Some of them.
Some of them. So she is following after a gentleman from the library who leads her in very quickly. No issues there. And as you walk in, you see an older-looking woman who's gently leafing through one of the pages as she watches something over. As you approach, she slowly glances up. She has an aged, wizened look to her, but she slowly closes the book and gently sets it down. Yes, dearie, how may I be of help to a newcomer to our welcoming library?
If it's not too much to ask, I would like you to appraise a few things for me. Well, books, obviously. And she's gonna pull out those Dwarven history books that you mentioned.
Okay. Which ones are you going to be selling to her?
All!
Okay, how many is that?
Going to the bio. Hold
Every.
up. Every. 7.
7? Okay.
Because 3, 5, and 9 are missing.
Oh, damn.
So you're selling the ones that don't have the 3, 5, and 9. Okay, so she takes them. She very gently starts looking through them. Going through them after a little bit, she gives a very slow nod. It looks to have a slight quirk of her lips, just kind of like, interesting. Eventually, she sets it down. She looks at the spines and goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, 7 of them. It's not the full set, but it is a good set nonetheless. Were it the full set, I could pay you full price for this, but regardless, I can give you something for your troubles. Let me see here. Boy, she points to the guy behind you. Go get me a bag of gold, please. Third one
Goddamn.
from the left. He's like, yes, ma'am. Gives a quick bow and scurries off.
Stupid boy.
Boy. There's a reason why I chose a woman instead of a man.
Oh, God.
He scurries off and he comes back a few moments later with a bag of gold. Sets it down. This should well cover the cost for such an artifact. Well, such artifacts, seeing as how you've given me 7 of a collection of 10. Now I only need to find the other 3.
I wish I found it, but fortunately, this is all I can make out.
Time is a dreadful thing at times, especially when it wears down things that we cannot claim, and even worse, when it takes what we wish to have. The Cobalt Soul thanks you for your contribution.
And thank you for payment. How much did you give me?
Do you count it after you leave, or do you count it now?
After I leave, yes.
200 gold.
Damn, son.
I'm very happy with this transaction.
If you'd had the full set, she'd have given you 500.
Yeah, I figured, but unfortunately...
Yep. It's just a small downgrade for 3 books. But you get 200 gold for that.
I'm very okay with this. I still have
And,
Winjaw's journal, I realize.
of course. And is there anything else you were selling, or just the books?
Nothing else that I could.
Okay. And Zadim. Thankfully, you're back in time for me to actually allow you to be able to sell things, so that would have been awkward
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, you've left the city. I had some things I wanted to sell. Son of a gun.
Ah, well.
So, what are you looking to do?
I guess first off, I'll try and sell this bar of gold I have.
Okay. The bar of gold.
I mean, silver.
silver.
Excuse me.
I was about to say, I'm like,
I'm
that's a
used
bar
to
of silver.
Bars of gold, not silver.
Roll an investigation or a persuasion check.
Let's see. Investigation or persuasion, you say?
Yes, your choice. Whether you are looking around yourself or if you're asking for directions.
I never do this.
Oh.
There we go.
Not bad. It does take a little bit of time to make your way into the city. It takes a little bit of time to actually get to where you want to be, which is to one of these smiths, but you eventually find your way there. When you show them the bar of silver, one of them kind of looks it over. They look at the stamp, they kind of look at it like look at each other with the confused look before they kind of shrug like, I mean, it's silver. Takes it over. Check it out, just verify everything. One second here. And eventually the guy comes back, yeah, it's real silver. Sets it down. She gives a shrug. You can't blame us for, being suspicious. With the weight of it, based off of what we know of this brand of silver, it's pretty close to being pure silver. I'd say we can fork over 50 gold for it if you wish.
That sounds quite reasonable.
Right. Hey, motions for him to go back. Go get me some gold. And you see here, click, 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 click. Very quickly count out 10 rolls of not 10, 5 rolls of 10 gold. So you can see that you have the 50 gold in total. Slides it over to you. Puts his hand on the silver bar. It's just me like making this transaction fairly.
Of course. I slide over the silver bar.
He takes it, he lets go, and he gives you the gold while he takes the silver.
Thank you for a pleasure doing business.
Pleasure doing business with you too. Kind of flicks the silver softly. Maybe I'll make some good stuff out of this. Tosses it to one of the other smiths who catches it. Don't know what you're thinking. I want to just keep it. Walks off to the back, just sets it on one of the shelves, and is like, "Yep, let's see what we can do."
Okay, got a little more money in my pocket, but before I am done for the day, I would like to not only sell something, but also purchase something, so I might need some more money. So to the library we go.
Okay.
The question is, would he run into me?
Possibly.
The stream is currently screaming at Kalir's 7 wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a reason why I made sure to let people see where you guys are, kind of like the critical role stuff, because that's just funny. But yes, so you make your way over. Actually, I would need a separate persuasion or investigation check for that.
Persuasion seems to be doing pretty good, and let's see. There we go.
Okay. You're asking around. Most of the people you speak with say that they know that there's a library, but they don't know where it is.
Of course, of course.
So currently you're having no luck on finding the library.
Okay, let's just try investigating it on my own then.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. You eventually find your way to the library. When you actually start walking in, you actually see a familiar face walking out.
Ah, hello.
what? Wait, what are you doing here?
You walked out and you see Zadim walking in.
No, she's actually like, wait a minute, hang on.
Okay, no worries. I just want to make sure if it was in character or out of character.
No.
I hold up a book and I say, I am here to see about offloading this book. Oh, by the way, out of character. I've looked through this book, right? So it's...
You've looked through it.
And I've gotten everything out of it that I would have gotten, right?
If you think you did.
Well, I did the last time I leafed through the book, and I've been... It's not a thick book from what you described to me, so I figured it wouldn't have taken me long to look through it.
Wouldn't have taken you exceptionally long.
I actually
if
realized
you wanted
something
it for
that
reference later. If you give it away, you would no longer have that reference.
I realized
Did
something
I-
that amuses me.
What's up?
I saw that like bronze-plated page book that Demea had.
Yeah, you never did offload that, did you?
I mean, I'm just keeping it simply because I'm sure in Demea's head it is a case of ooh shiny.
The book in question, though, is that weird dwarven ranger book.
Right.
So I'll just walk up to the counter and see about trying to talk to someone about it.
You see a kindly old woman behind it as she glances up at you as she is looking over a collection of books off to her side. She sighs very gently, sets it down, kind of strokes her fingers across it, just like tapping it gently, just nods slowly before leaning back. Yes, dearie, how may I be of assistance?
Hello, I am looking to see about how much I might be able to acquire for this. And I'll slide over the book.
Okay. The ranger book, you slide that over. Just takes a moment to look it over.
Mhm.
Just kind of getting a feel for it. Eventually she kind of nods and gives like a half shrug. This is a good book. Be happy to purchase this. Boy, the guy just like he's midway between doing something else. Looks up. What? Oh, yeah. He runs
If-
over.
If Zadim looks over at Navarre, she just kind of sees this look of sympathy, like, oh, poor man.
Yep, and you see him run over and go get me another bag of gold. Another one? Yep, yes, people apparently are in the book selling business today. Go. Yes, ma'am. Runs away. Comes back with a much smaller bag of gold, but still a bag of gold. And he offers it to you. She holds out her hand for the book.
I take the bag and hand over the book.
We appreciate your contribution. The Cobalt Soul thanks you. She leans back and sets that over behind the other books, which you halfway recognize as the books Nivara's been carrying around.
Mm-hmm. Quick question.
Hmm.
Do I recognize the name of the Cobalt Soul?
Roll a history check.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
You've heard of them as a collection of information gatherers. In terms of more about them, there seems to be only that they run several of the bigger libraries in the various countries. So in terms of that, you don't have a lot to go off of.
Fair enough. I will thank them both and walk outside.
Okay. You walk outside with an extra 20 gold in your pocket.
Sounds good.
And what were you looking to buy?
A training saddle for Bright Eyes.
Okay. That one, as I mentioned before, would be considered an exotic saddle.
Of course.
Baby's first saddle.
Essentially.
So for an exotic saddle, exotic. That one is 60 gold.
Okay.
Weighing.
I am very glad I sold off everything that I sold off.
Mm-hmm. And it weighs 40 pounds. So put that
Okay.
into. I don't know if Bright Eyes has an inventory.
I think so.
She should have an inventory. Put
Yeah.
that in her inventory as a 40-pound object, so we can make sure that it's showing the correct amount of weight for what she's carrying.
Mhm. There we go.
All right. And you now have a saddle for a griffin, which it's admittedly, looking it over, you realize that this is not made for a griffin.
Yeah.
With the straps and such, it's adjustable that it could fit her. Based off the construction, you'd guess that they probably help either re-outfit or help fix saddles for hippogriffs.
Mm-hmm. It'll do.
All right. So, you've sold your items. Demea, you're still taking a nap. And you guys can get a cart. You guys can just put her on a horse and just move on. What are you looking to do?
Art is probably in our best bet.
Quick question. Is this the place that we took the mission to check out?
No.
The place where... Okay, that must be somewhere else.
It's
must be
deeper
like-
into Halo.
Gotcha. Okay.
'Cause this place is still quite peaceful. It's more towards the border, where the information that you received was about a city a little bit deeper into Halo.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, got to see the festival, got to sell off some stuff, got to see... Oh, actually, let me double check to see if I don't have anything else to sell. Lord knows I've been carrying around enough stuff. Okay, I can get rid of that. So I don't accidentally try and sell it again. The ruby necklace.
Ebron is still investigating that.
Oh,
Okay,
I still have a
is this-
question.
What?
Go ahead, Matt. Sorry, I just realized something.
No, that's fine. Okay, I can get rid of that.
Yeah, whenever you ask him about it, he always just like, there's something about it. Just looking over.
I don't have enough money anymore. Unless they're less than I remember. Alchemist's tools.
Alchemist tools. Okay. Looking around for that. Alchemist tools are 50 gold.
Don't have enough money for that. I will wait. Also wondering, did I ever get a chance to ask Nivara to check out the feathered headdress and the fancy cloak we got from the festival?
I do not recall mentioning either of those items in description, so likely not.
I will ask her about that then.
Okay.
Some point when we're on the card, I'll just turn to her and say,
Did we ever get a chance to identify the cloak and headdress we got from the carnival game?
Out of character, I think we discussed my doing that before we went to bed, but I think Arcus' shedding kind of threw that entire groove off.
A little bit, yeah.
So, can we say I did that one probably right before I went to sleep, honestly?
Sure. But actually, did you guys even buy a cart yet? You guys still have,
No.
Spartacus, but I don't remember you guys ever.
We haven't bought a cart yet, as far as I know.
No. You got Spartacus, no cart yet. In terms of the items, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Kaleka wants to buy Tinker's tools and maybe Smith's tools, but
Okay.
depending on how much they cost.
Smith's tools and Tinker's tools. I went way too far. Bring one back. Smith's tools are 20. Tinker's tools are 50.
How much?
Tinker's tools are 50 gold. Smith's
don't
Tinker's tools
worry
are
then.
50, and Smith's tools are 20.
I have 12 gold. I don't have enough.
I know that feel.
It's the price of making plate armor. Plate armor is an expensive commodity, but that's why we adventure.
Yeah.
And let's see here. The headdress is non-magical.
Okay.
The cloak is non-magical as well.
Okay.
What is the pendant? The pendant that I got from the crypt that you had me label first room. I don't remember if I ever identified that.
Pendant from the first room. Let me see here. Did you write down the description of it?
No, you just said put pendant first room in your inventory. That's all you told me.
That's all right. And did you already have the mending item?
Maybe that's what it was? I couldn't remember if we did or not.
Okay, so that one's likely the mending pendant,
Okay.
which has the shape of a wheel. So you can, while you have this item, you can cast the mending cantrip.
Thank you.
Not a problem. So if you put on the mending cantrip, just put in the just parentheses just from magic item. That way we can always remember that you have this on your person. Unless of course.
I'm assuming this thing is attunement.
Yes, in order to do.
Okay,
that.
so yeah, I haven't attuned to this thing just yet, so I don't have that spell.
No worries. All right. And I would presume that you guys will be buying a card as well.
Yeah, how much is that?
15 gold.
Jesus Christ, what is it?
Hmm?
Why does a card cost less than Smith's tools?
Because Smith's Tools is for creating things, and you can pay your own way with that. A card is a cart.
Card is a
I'll pay for it.
All right. You have a cart. You can hitch up Spartacus to it, which he seems to be quite just kind of like prancing about, like, yes, good. He kind of just easily is
I
able to do that
remember
over and
this.
hook up to this. Yes, I remember this.
We should probably go back and collect Demea.
A good idea.
Right now, because it is a new day, right now it's probably about getting close to noon. By the time you get all this done, it's been very efficient with your time.
We try.
The efficient of the group.
All right. And you come back to the place, to the inn. Vedrick is still there, of course. And by this point, Kalia, you sold your stuff. You looked at Smith's Tools, and you're like, oh man. And then you saw the price. You're like, oh no.
Yep.
If you're crying in the distance.
I'll cry
Poor
every
thing.
Tim.
Oh my God, do I cry?
No!
And
I refuse.
you had to kind of give that up, so you were like, okay, I guess I'll just go back. And so you left that alone for the time being, and you're back at the inn. Alright,
I'm
so-
gonna head up to Demea's room.
Mhm.
I'm assuming Virdrick is standing outside like a fucking guard. Or is he
More or
inside?
less. I mean, he's inside still. Not inside the room, but he's probably like just chilling downstairs. I don't know.
I'll head up to the room and I'm assuming it's open.
Yeah, so
I mean, would Demea look like would Demea have the sense to lock her door?
Actually, I feel like she would.
okay. So you you hear a soft. Who is it?
It's Savara. We need to get going.
Oh, you hear a little. Demea, hey, we gotta wake up. It's time to go.
I don't want to go.
You hear a little. You hear the door unlocked as you see Tashina poking her head out. She's still sleepy. Can someone carry her?
I will carry you.
Thank you. She like moves over to. She pulls out a blanket and she kind of just starts wrapping Demea in it and just like. Can you
Demea burrito.
a little Demea burrito.
Sweetest burrito.
Oh, so cute.
So sweet, it's got a sugar filling.
Yeah. But you pick her up. She's quite tired. She she does notice that she's being picked up a little bit because she was woken up a little. But you can kind of snuggle in and wait for
That's
yourself to be.
exactly what she's gonna do.
Okay. So you pick her up. You start carrying her downstairs. Tashina is like kind of behind you, just like don't drop her. Okay, you know better than me. I'm sorry. Just kind of following along behind. Eventually, you guys get her out to the cart, which Tashina takes the blanket and kind of like pulls it over Demea's head so it's shading her from the light. Still a little bit of bright light, so she kind of still winces away.
Arcus's wings. He's a small creature. Can I, once we're like out of the town, so this is preemptive, kind of like tell him like once we're out of sight to put his wing over her face to act as shade.
He mentally returns the thought, I can do that.
All right, a talking dog would be off. No, when? What the fuck am I saying?
Telepathic, remember? You have a telepathic bond with him.
I know, but at the same time, I expect him now to actually speak. Now it's like, wait, I can talk.
Yeah, he's not speaking out loud. He's doing it in your head. So he knows better than to just talk out loud. But he does
smart
jump up
boy.
into the cart. As soon as you lay her in the cart, Tashina immediately pulls her over and just kind of like wraps another blanket over her shoulders so that it gives extra shade. And
Where are you people getting these blankets?
she had one from
Absolute comfy.
Demea's had one from her bag, and then Tashina's using her own blanket for the extra covering. But she, has it so you're in a nice little burrito, nice little comfortable little burrito, and you're in the back of the car.
Oh.
All right, and you guys have everything set up. You guys can take off now. You guys can wait. It's up to you guys.
Is there anything else we have to
no.
do? I think we're good to go, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
All right. So with a gentle crack of the whip, just to get Sparkus go. It's more of a crack of the reins, no whip. You guys
Alpha Kalir is just with us. There's no preamble, no questioning. Just
Who's with you?
I'm
Oh yeah,
also
yeah,
there.
Kalia. Yeah, she's just like following you guys, just like, oh, you guys are going? Okay, hops into the back. No one questions it.
I mean, like, she said she would come with us.
Yeah, she did say she'd
Yeah.
come with you guys, and she's following true to that.
I suppose she is coming.
Ebrin is walking next to the cart for the time being. Just kind of like look around. Yep. Oh, good, we're leaving the city. Oh, I thought we'd never leave. You guys begin making your way out of the city, heading northward, and you are more than officially in Halo. So, as you are heading northward, who would like to make a perception check while you're moving? Who's like keeping watch?
I would like to.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me go find it.
No! I just highlighted my shit.
Perception check. Come on.
Ooh.
This is Zadim and Virdrick. Gotcha.
Wait.
I'm gonna try anyway.
Good.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Kill
Oh, wait,
isn't gonna bother.
Could it be anyone?
She's-
Or does
she's
it, or
daydreaming.
is it two?
Who's driving?
Oh fuck, I guess it's gotta be me, doesn't it?
Mm,
Alright.
Yes, you are
It's-
driving.
The two guard boys can do it. I'll try and keep the horse calm.
Okay. So they're keeping an eye out on things as you're traveling through. Both of them are very sharp-eyed, making sure to keep an eye on everything. For the first day, you spend essentially half the day going out of the city. Not the city itself, out of the city in terms of away from the city. Doesn't take you half a day just to get out of the city, I promise. But you make your way out. You're now in the rolling hills.
mm.
As the sun begins to set, you do notice it's way off the road, but you do notice that there are a few areas where there are like tiny little trails of smoke, possibly from campfires or other such things. Doesn't look to be very big smoke, but just off in the distance.
Mhm.
And there's birds are starting to migrate their way around and back because the snow is long since begun to melt. It's still a little cold out though. Not a huge amount of animals that are not domesticated, so you do see a few herds of sheep with people herding them towards the farmlands as night begins to fall to put them away where they need to be.
Mhm.
And eventually you guys can make camp.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. You guys can make camp. Just mark off a ration for the time you spent, making sure you had some good food to chew on and such.
Oh, there's no way I can hunt, is there?
Not currently. Right now you're in more domesticated lands, so you would not be able to hunt the sheep or horses or what it may be.
Horse! Why would I kill a horse?
Neat.
Right in front of Spartacus' eyes.
You never.
Right, that's my main concern. Since I know at some point I'm gonna put on competent animals, and the first words out of his mouth are gonna be traitor. Oh wait, that's the one thing I forgot. Don, can I buy 10 gold's worth of rations?
I'll allow it. So that
Thank
will give
you.
you 20 days worth of rations.
How much are 10 rations?
10 rations would be 5 gold.
Okay, I'll
Was
get
it-
10 rations.
10 days
How
would
far
be
was
5
it?
gold. Sorry.
To the next city?
You don't know. You didn't ask about that.
Nuts. I will buy 10 days worth of rations
5
and
gold?
5 days worth.
Not 219! No!
Can I also do that? I didn't realize we'd have to worry about rations.
Yeah, I'll allow it. You guys don't have any way to consistently, create food and water. So, you gotta worry about your food and hunger.
I'm going
just-
to also buy some for Bright Eyes.
Of course. And that's the main reason why I have you guys worrying about it, is because you do have a griffin, and I am going to always try and be conscientious of the fact that he has a bird and it needs to be fed.
Big bird.
Big
Big
bird.
appetite. So
Big
that
sun
was how many for a gold?
2 days worth for gold. Who's tapping? It's very loud.
That is her.
For a gold.
That's no taking.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I'm just making sure. I'm like, I hear it. I'm just like, is someone sending a message or something? That's a long message.
I'm like super trying to type quietly.
You're fine. You're fine. again, there's nothing wrong about it. I'm just like, I heard it before. I'm like, wow, this one's really okay, cool.
So
Well,
that
I
would
take a
be
lot of notes,
how
yeah.
much
I like it.
for Bright Eyes again?
Bright Ice would be a. I'm trying not to sneeze.
Do not.
Watermelon.
Excuse me. She takes up twice as much as a normal person. Right now, she's still a medium creature, but she's getting larger. I'd say, just to be on the safe side, we'll say a gold per day for her.
Gold per day for her. Okay.
Are there any
So
animals
That's
here?
another 5 rations for her.
No, unfortunately,
And
there
I'll
isn't.
just hunt for her however much I have to.
Of course. Which right now you are still in domesticated lands, so
I
hunting
know.
is not going to be
No.
something you can
No,
easily
not
do.
like not hunting. It's just animals.
There are animals around. You see sheep and horses and cattle, and of course there's Spartacus who's leading the way.
Sheep.
Yes, I did mention sheep.
Sheepy.
I could buy sheep off dudes if I wanted
She's
to.
gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna cast speak with animals and just like just talk with the sheep
Okay.
for a little bit.
Do you have a few sheep that get close to you and you just hear them saying, "Hey,
Hey, how are
doing?
you?
Uh,
I'm quite well. Yeah, how are you?
well, you see, we're going this way apparently, and apparently this is the way we have to be going. No, we have to go this way. No, we gotta go that way. You're going that way. We gotta go that way. Yeah.
Where are you going?
They kind of look at each other like, we're going that way. Yeah, we're going that way. And you hear, you see the person who's, trying to round them up and such. Is like, man, I hope it's getting time for when we can get sheared soon. I mean, it's going. It's almost that time. Oh, that's when the good grass comes. Oh yeah, the good grass.
Oh, good grass. Good grass sounds good.
It's really good, man.
I
You should
wish I
try some
could eat grass for a living. That would be nice.
You can't eat grass. Oh, you can't eat good grass, man. Oh no.
Out of character. She. It's she.
She. Did I say he? Oh, well,
Yes.
they don't care about gender.
This is just a motherfucking sheep.
They're sheep. Why do they care about gender? They have an intelligence of like 1.
They just
So
refer to everyone
what-
as it.
What are your names?
They kind of look at each other like they call her Cheryl. Hi, I'm Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl.
Yeah, I don't think they realize that Cheryl's a dude, but that's okay.
You said I don't care about gender.
Girl, you digging yourself a hole.
That one gonna be missed.
No. Oh yeah, I knew that you guys were gonna immediately jump on that. That's why I said that. And Cheryl just kind of looks at her, just like, I'm a woman.
Oh. Don't worry, they called me a man as well, and I'm not a man. I'm a woman.
You're a woman, man. That explains so much.
Mm.
Don't worry about them. Their name's Bob. And Bob's a little slow. I'm not slow. You're slow. I mean, you fall behind every time. Oh, you meant that kind of slow? No, I meant you're slow in the head. What?
Oh my god! Okay, can I say that? Can I say that like halfway, like partway through her bang at sheep, I would have tried to ritual cast speak with animals.
Okay, so you come in midway through this conversation. And all you hear is just, what?
I'm not even saying anything. I'm just listening.
Okay.
So,
I
I
can finally do
see.
this.
Wow. Oh my god,
Yes. Oh my god.
what kind of grass have you eaten?
We've eaten cold grass. It's also cold and runny and white. Sometimes you have to eat snow. Snow's kind of good. I like snow.
Yeah, I like snow as well. I like making snow angels.
What's
You get on the
angel?
ground. It's like a shape.
Mm.
You like
this-
you get on the ground and you move your legs and arms and it makes a shape in the snow and it's really
You watch as the sheep that apparently is named Bob stare at you for a moment, and you see it's like watching in slow motion a tree falling down. As you just watch it, like it's just one side of his leg just start giving out. It's also just thump falls onto his side and just starts flailing his legs.
Navarro looks back at this like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, you just see a little thump and just.
That's not how that works.
You just see the sheep just laying on the ground, just flailing its legs. It has no idea what it's doing, but it's trying its best.
It's trying its best.
You're doing really well. You're doing really well. Is it fun?
It gets up. That was fun. It looks down at the ground. There's no real shape being made because there's no snow on the ground. And so it's just doing this in the grass. It just stares down at the grass and just like, angels look weird.
You need snow to do it.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
They talk too. They talk too.
Oh.
There's also here's like several others of like they talk too. They talk too.
Oh, hey, no.
Hello.
I didn't know you spoke sheep.
She's not the only one.
They all talk too. The sheep are just like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, they talk sheep.
Can you just imagine just a farmer who just suddenly hears those sheep just going, and just screaming in shock in the fucking out of nowhere?
Are the sheep loud?
Yeah, they're loud.
Probably.
They're
Would
not
that
being
make
quiet
sense?
about this.
It's okay, sheep. They're all friends. They're all friends.
They speak sheep.
Yeah. I don't know why they spoke sheep, but I can use like
It's a
I
spell.
can speak with a lot of animals.
You used a spell.
I don't know if they know what a spell is.
They can speak sheep.
I don't think they're going to get over the fact that we understand them.
Okay.
And then
I'm
when the
gonna-
French is all of a sudden just like, oh wait, we were already talking to you. This is not new. Addies. Everyone's like, Addies.
Okay, so I'm about to do something awful, Don.
I'm listening.
Oh.
How
Wow.
limited are my illusions?
Oh no, you wouldn't.
If you're casting a minor illusion, the illusion has to fit within a 5-foot cube.
It's a bird.
Okay. So you create a big bird, a small bird?
It's a bird on top of Clear's head.
Okay, so it's a fairly small bird that just able to fit on her head. Okay. So you just create a bird, and all of a sudden you see like all their like eyes just like there's at least 5 that are like kind of like milling around close enough to see this, and you're seeing like all their heads just go upwards towards this bird that just suddenly just appeared, just like popped into existence, just like a bird.
Holy shit. It's a high mind.
Khalil looks up.
As soon as Clear looks up, she like vanishes it.
The bird's gone. What bird? Birds are
What?
back. Birds are back.
What?
Birds.
What birds are you talking about?
They're like looking between each other, just like the bird's gone. Where's the bird? The bird is the bird.
When-
Oh, they're all looking towards the sky, like bird.
When Clear,
Where was the bird?
There's a big bird. He went north. Big bird. Where's the bird? You see, like kind of like rubbing against each other, like bumping
Wait,
each other.
big
like,
bird.
Big bird.
which way did the big bird go?
By north, big bird.
That north, and she like points in the direction.
You see it like look at you for a second, just like
Hang on.
Turns.
I'll point.
But
looks back.
Matt's trying to say something.
bird. Yeah, you point.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to point. Like, is Bright Eyes anywhere near where we are right now?
She's on the other side of the card.
So it's not her.
I point over to the card. I say, "Bigger than her."
Small bird. Big
That's
small
a small.
bird.
That's a big small bird.
Big small bird. Big bird.
You're
Much
saying
bigger
the
bird.
birds
Much
you
bigger bird.
saw.
Oh.
I'm thinking that. But I know what a rock is.
Would we know what a rock is?
You can presume it's a rock, but add a character. You can roll a nature check to see if you know what a rock is.
Okay. Can you like minor illusion what a rock looks like but small?
That's nature check still.
Okay.
See, I didn't say you would know that in character.
14.
Out of character.
Yeah,
I was
out of
just
character,
Well,
you're making an assumption.
So I
Would
asked you a question.
have advantage because this
Monstrosity.
It is a monstrosity.
You can roll with advantage because it's a monstrosity.
I don't have advantage. That was what I said.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna ask would I know anything considering my patron is a fae who consistently fill my head with stories.
With stories, yes, but not images. You've
Not
heard-
images.
No.
No.
So for you, you have heard of the name of many large birds, ranging from giant owls to giant vultures to manticores to rocks. There's a lot of things that could be large flying creatures.
Has the patron ever talked about condors?
Condors.
Condors.
Pigeon.
Why did I hear condor and then you say pigeon?
I heard has the pigeon.
Condor.
No, I said. I heard has the pigeon ever talked about the condors? The
Patron,
sentence I
patron.
heard. Okay, that's why I'm confused. That's why I'm like pigeon. What
You
pigeon?
should know. The pigeon is the patron.
No.
No.
Alright, just curious.
For you, there's a plethora of large flying birds of monstrosities nature. Rock definitely fills the description of a large flying bird creature. In terms of other monstrosities that are flying creatures, off the top of my head, I don't know many, but so I can quickly double check. Just because you got a 21, and you know.
Wait, so the sheep are talking about a big bird, even though they saw a bird.
They saw a small bird on your head, and now they're like, the big bird. Is there another big bird? They're all looking to the sky, trying to see if there is.
I think I gave these sheep an anxiety attack.
A little bit. You didn't know though.
Way to accidentally stumble onto a plot point.
Of course, there are hippogriffs and harpies.
Uh-huh.
Let's see,
But
what
those
else
are
you know?
both roughly the size of Bright Eyes, and they're saying that this bird is bigger that they saw.
Bigger than Bright Eyes, at least, which is.
They said big bird.
Big bird.
Large.
Big bird. Chunky.
Oh Lord, he coming.
So Khalil's just gonna go to the sheep and it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the camp now, so I'll see you guys in time maybe. But I'll look for the big bird.
Big bird.
Oh. Can I ask them to describe the big bird? I know you said they have an int of 1, but I'm digging here.
Big bird.
God damn it.
You have to be
Nivara, they're not that bright, okay? They're sheep.
Can they see color?
What's color?
That's a no.
Can I
Another
just-
monstrous race that you have heard of is also sphinxes. You've never heard of any in this particular area, but you do know that there's at least one or two that exist. Closest one that you can imagine would be like, what's it called? Androsphinx? No, not Androsphinx. The other Sphinx.
The Gynosphinx.
Gynosphinx, thank you.
Mhm.
But even then, you have no real knowledge of that.
If I described what a rock looked like to Nivara, could she minor illusion?
Should get
Really
attempt to.
tiny. Okay.
I mean, I'll try it once he does.
Try and describe it.
Okay, so think of a hawk, brown feathers, yellow talons, hooked beak. The black speckles on the wings, and it's just huge, this enormous, 10 times bigger than Bright Eyes.
I imagine, like, as he described it, she pulls up, like, a image of a hawk at first and then just starts changing its physique with her fingers as he describes it. Like you would mold clay.
Do I hear this?
You
They're
hear
all
a
bleeding.
screaming...
You hear them talking in sheep, but when they're talking to each other, they are speaking common.
Yeah, so Madrino's like, is he explaining it to the sheep or?
He's explaining it to her to minor illusion it.
Oh,
Liz?
okay.
Khalil's confused about the minor illusion, so she's gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Is there
What
any? No, never mind. I'm probably off at the camp or something. I'm not messing with the sheep.
I assume we were
Right
fucking
next
sitting in
to
the cart and they were following us. Hell.
I don't know what's going on
I-
exactly.
I-
They may have camped.
next to
I
it.
I
Okay.
assume Kalia just kind of walked up to the sheep or something.
Yep,
and
so
then-
you
yeah,
camped
so
and she walked up
you
to the
walked
sheep.
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just see your part, like 3 of your party members walk up to a group of sheep.
Yeah. Virdrick saw that and he's just not gonna worry about it.
It's
He's
like,
staying
fuck
at the
this.
camp.
Fuck this. Would I be able to minor illusion with that?
Roll an intelligence check.
YOLO.
What sort of color movement do I see? Oh shit!
You were able to accurately follow the instructions to create an almost scary, smaller rendition of a rock. Like, Zadim, you're like, as you're describing it, as soon as she gets to a certain point, you kind of like hold up hand, just like, yeah, that's probably good right there. Yeah, that.
Spot on.
So like this, and she like kneels and holds up. Because I imagine it's essentially like a fucking hologram floating in her hand.
Yeah, I guess.
Hmm.
I
So she
turn to
got
the
a-
sheep and I say, like these.
Big bird, small, very small bird. That's not a big bird, but there's a big bird, very big bird.
Does
Big
Does this
bird
look like-
these?
this look like a baby version of Big Bird?
Don't know. It came in the night. Very dark. Big bird. Couldn't see. No colors. Big bird. Scream. Big bird. Too
Do
scared.
I know
Scared. Run away.
enough
And they start
about
like pushing back towards the farm.
Can I persuade them to calm down?
Make an animal handling check.
I get rid of the image as I calm them down.
They start to
It's alright,
calm down
it's
a little
not
bit. Some of the ones in the back are like starting to get more panicked because like they're getting pushed up together. It's like, what's going on? Bird. Where's big bird? We're supposed to be afraid.
I'll
Bird.
go around and try and calm them down.
Okay.
No Big Bird.
Oops. Sorry.
19, so still good.
Yep, still very good, and they're starting to calm down a little bit more as they realize, okay, it's not real, it's not there, no big bird, no fear, no panic.
Thank goodness.
She's like notorious for panicking.
Yeah, they were about ready to start trying to break out and panic.
Oh yeah. From what they described and what I know about rocks, like their behavior and how they hunt, can I deduce that this actually might have been one?
Based off of the hunting traits that you know, it's possible. If so, it's been probably in a deep hibernation of sorts, which doesn't sound fully on par with it. And they generally tend to be more towards mountainous ranges, which with where you currently are at, you're currently in the middle of hills. There are some mountain ranges off in the distance, but one of the most close place for such a place would be the Colossi Path, which you would know. I'm going to say just you would know right away that even if a rock tried to attack a Colossi, it generally ends up retreating.
It's like trying to attack a moving statue. You're not going to have a good time.
To say the least.
It's a moving statue with people to defend it on it.
I turn to Naivara and I say,
It could be a rock, but a few of the things from what this sheep described, they do not make sense. A rock would prefer a much more mountainous place to roost.
So then our best bet, watch out.
I suppose we can only wait and perhaps see what happens.
Well, I mean, if Big Bird decides to attack us, I'm sure we can hold our own.
You speak like a person who has never seen a rock before.
I haven't.
I will see if you continue to imagine we can hold our own once you do.
I'm an optimist.
That is good. We will need optimism.
I mean, between you and the grumpy gnome over there, yeah, we will. She
Alright,
has
let's-
backer.
Yeah, we'll keep making camp.
Of course. So you make camp. able to rest. You are still near more civilized areas, so I'm not going to have you roll for watches. Although you guys can still have watches, set up.
I'll chill up.
I
Just
was-
for myself.
I'll take second watch because I need to discuss something with the patron and people need to be knocked the fuck out.
I'll take whatever watch. I don't really care.
Here's your face down in the dirt.
Yeah.
He's
Colette-
upset. He's already upset y'all didn't bring one of them sheep back. He wanted to eat it. He was in the mood for that.
We had the perfect opportunity for mutton and y'all blew it.
Probably asked what, you didn't bring one back?
I can't eat food I've talked with.
Kalea's gonna like, I guess she'll take a shift, but
Hmm.
like she's not gonna be very good at that. She'll like take a shift with someone else.
I'll leave the dragon with you. It's fine. Oh my god, his wisdom's +3. That's awful.
I guess I'll take after Paris shift.
All right, I'll take first shift, I guess.
So I guess Kalir and Zadim will be first shift.
Alright, so if you guys do so, you guys can keep watch, keep an eye out. Night rolls on,
Mhm.
and eventually next shift comes, you swap out, next shift comes, and eventually the dawn comes. And you are able to feel the light rushing across and starting to wake everyone up. Tomea, you are currently being cuddled very tightly by Tashina, who is making
No.
sure that you're very comfortable.
Fucking nice.
I just imagine legit fucking Demea half asleep going nice. She rolls over onto her. Cause she wouldn't say fuck.
She did say fuck once.
Yeah, she was pissed.
Yeah.
But you guys can begin waking up and heading on northward again. Let's see here. For fun, we're going to be rolling on the traveling table I've been trying to work on, trying to make sure I can get this all correctly done. Yes.
Is my point of exhaustion just gone
It
now?
is gone now. You've taken a long rest.
Yay!
You slept for like almost the entire day.
Right, I was about to say, I wanted to
Yeah.
keep asking if she'd wake up during the sheeps, but
During the sheep, she could have woken up. She would have heard them screaming.
that's what the wisdom save was for, but
You would have just been like, I hear bang, and then just pass right back out.
no, it wasn't. She would not pass back out. She sees sheep, she's like, I want to talk with them.
She
But I didn't
kind of
wanna
halfway
interrupt
woke up,
people,
but she thought she
so-
was still in a dream because she'd been dreaming about animals and such, and she just kind of woke up, looked over, and was just like, "Oh, am I gonna talk to the sheep now? Okay." You kind of went back to sleep, and you dreamt of sheep.
Nice. That sounds nice. I dreamt of talking with the sheep.
And the sheep, in your dreams, sang a chorus of different songs and serenaded you. And one of them kept playing a very small little, I believe it's called a ukulele.
Banjo.
Dun, 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 dun. There was a banjo and a ukulele who tried to harmonize with one another. It was very weird, but they tried their best. And they're sheep, so you gave them a little yays.
Dude. Immediately when I wake would be like, guys, I just had the weirdest dream.
What?
There was a bunch of sheep and they were singing. One was playing a, and then she's gonna would she know what like a banjo, a ukulele is?
Maybe.
She would know that there's a few that are like it. What is the name of it? I think it's called a sitar. That is the closest one. Let me double check.
Sitar?
You say sitar, and I think like Muriel from Courtesy
Yeah.
Cowardly Dog, the little guitar she's always playing.
Yes.
It's literally a guitar that you sit when you play with.
Yes. There is a musical instrument that is it's basically the bottom end of the sitar is just a little bit bigger. The place of origin is actually from India. I did not know that. That's very cool. But you have heard of a sitar before, and they are essentially a bigger bottom to it rather than the long neck of it. But you are aware of the sitar.
Okay, well then she'd be like, "It was playing a sitar. It was weird. They were very out of sync, but it was nice. It was nice. They were doing their best."
Well, that sounds like a lovely dream.
What did Sadeep say?
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
If I knew I forgot to buy something.
What'd you forget?
No, that was in character.
Oh.
Because I'm looking over my character sheet and I keep thinking every time I see it and it amuses me. I get a proficiency in a musical instrument, but I do not get an instrument.
The moment is just like you hear this and you're like, I was gonna buy that.
Shit. Oh, fuck it. None of us have a map, do we?
No?
I didn't
That
realize.
realization just set in.
Wait, I didn't realize we needed one.
Where are we going?
We were asking the real questions.
Wait, yeah, I didn't realize we needed a map to figure out where we're going.
You can try and figure it out by following the road, which there currently is not. It's not like there's a roadless area. It does not tell you exactly where the next city is.
Is this
or
a
what the
busy
name
road?
of
Are
it
there
is.
travelers?
Not a very big one.
Can I stop the next one there and ask to know where the next town is?
Okay.
Oh my god.
I like
I'm a
how it
woman.
took
I'm
you-
willing to stop for instructions.
I like how it took you this long to realize you guys forgot to buy a map. This has just been me kind of nodding along, just waiting.
I didn't. Out of character, I didn't realize we had to. In character, I guess Beardrick just trusted.
You trusted the as you guys were traveling.
Trust people?
That was
He
a
trusted
bad-
Navarro to take care of it. He thought we knew where we were going.
Okay, one, she lives in the woods. Two, she's from a small village. And three, she knows what town they're going to. She expected someone else to buy a map.
Beardrick was protecting the girls.
Tamaya was sleeping, and also she's just someone that just likes to go with the wind. So she'd be like, "We don't need a map. We just need to have fun."
Beardrick is visibly displeased when you say we don't have
Oh, no.
He is unimpressed.
I don't have a silence spell to use.
He's not saying anything. He's just displeased.
Beardrick is displeased.
He'll remember
will
that.
remember this.
Exactly. He'll remember this.
My god.
I guess we need to get to the nearest town and get a map.
That's exactly why I'm trying to stop someone.
Right. You kind of hold out your hand like, hey, yeah, I need to find a place. You see a person kind of rolling on up, and they look over at you. Yes, is there something I can help you out with?
Where's the nearest town?
Just keep following the road. It's about 3-4 days up. It's a little place, but it can get you what you need.
Would we be able to get a map there?
Map? Possibly. I'm not really big on what the cartographers guilds are up to myself.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your help.
I'm sorry I don't have more to tell you about that. I don't generally use a map myself. I know the roads.
What's the city that called the city we're trying to go to again?
Currently, if
Town.
you're trying to go towards the capital,
Yeah.
let me get you the name of the capital. Because this is the first time you've actually asked what the name of the capital is. So yay,
Oh
I
my
finally get to
goodness.
tell you. It's something I've noticed about you guys. You guys are just like, yeah, we can do this, and then you realize to ask the questions when you're in the middle of being away from where you're wanting to go.
Also,
It's
Khalil
why I
still
love
Slowly
doesn't know.
realize. It's
Khalil
alright.
still doesn't know where we're going.
Clear's just like, this is fine.
She's in. I just imagine.
She's used to just random. So
I imagine Kalir is sitting in the back of the cart, cross-legged, holding onto her ankles, just kind of swaying back and forth, like, this is fine. This is fine.
I like this.
Yay, new friends.
New friends, yay.
Oh my god, I realize how on fire the relationship between Kalir and Demay is about to fucking get. Holy shit.
Oh no.
Exactly. We're gonna be the best duo.
Oh, Tara is just sheer. Oh no. She knows what's coming.
I feel so old. I'm sorry, Beardrick. I feel old too.
Oh my
Yeah, what's the capital called again?
Capital is called Devaus. I will spell that out for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I spell things out very strangely.
What?
Devaus.
I just realized something.
Devout.
How old? Well, Okay, so now I have to ask it for Zadim, because he's going to be the one that I suspect is the oldest. How old are you?
Older than you.
Oh, what? So 50?
What, 50?
34.
34?
He's only older than me by 4 years!
I'm the oldest one then. Huh.
Like, cause I know it's not Tabea, I know it's not Tashida, it definitely ain't Kalir.
How old is he again?
34.
No. Our other friend.
Beardrick?
Vierdrick, thank you. I couldn't think of his name for a
He's like...
He's- Since he's a gnome, he's right around 100.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I saw his drawing, I thought he was an old man.
Yeah,
Uh,
he is! I mean, he's like middle-aged technically, but, you know.
Look, as a paladin at 100 years, with as much stress and resting bitch face as he has, yeah, I'm surprised that he wasn't gray when he was still young.
Yeah. Oh, I mean... His hair has always been gray, but okay.
Has just been proven to the max.
he was just born with gray hair. Don't judge him for his gray hair.
Stress came out early.
It's a race thing, man.
Yeah, because gnomes reach adult at 40 and can live to between 350 and almost 500, depending on the gnome.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They're
Yeah.
pretty damn...
My numbers I looked at were like 200 to 300.
She's a dark gnome, that's why.
Yeah,
That's why.
deep
Deep
gnome.
gnome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Deep
Also-
gnome, dark gnome, jogger.
Yeah. Everett is just like sitting in the cart, slowly raises the hand. I'm 85.
Mm.
It's not like Beardrick's gonna say his age. He's not telling anyone. But
Yeah,
Can-
of course.
can I?
Wait, I hear NPR. Try to say something.
Kalir just says, I'm 30.
Mhm.
That's old for an orc, last I remember. Well,
It's
old is.
reasonably- It's reasonably.
I still feel young.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yay.
Can I ask this traveler dude? I guess that we were talking about. I'll ask if he knows the roads, which way towards Devaus or the capital.
Yeah, you're going up the right path already. You just got to keep following the path, really. Granted, there is the War Barons, but if you go around that, you should be fine.
Do what?
Says to keep.
I will-
War barons?
War Barons.
Why? You're all so old and so experienced.
Wait, what did you say? What
Wow.
barons? The
You're all,
War barons.
W-A-R.
war barons?
Could you be?
It's
more
you know how sometimes you come across a place like a desert.
Mm.
Yeah?
It's a place kind of like that. Just kind of nothing grows there. I mean, we've tried to repopulate it and such, but it's a place where a lot of collisions and battles happen, and we think it just kind of killed all the soil with. I don't know. It's just a no good place, and we just call it that because generally when wars happen, if you're planning on fighting a war, you eventually find your way down there with Halo.
Mm.
Mhm.
It's also a place that, fun fact, no other country has managed to take the War Barons. They always get stuck there. So,
Sounds
They-
cursed.
Baron is like a leader of a little small region, but like Baron isn't barren ground.
Ah, barons. Oh. Okay.
So there's people living in those barren grounds that like make you pay a toll or something.
Oh
That's if you're
lord.
going through it, and generally those people are unsavory. They'll take a pay to go through, and then they'll take everything else. You don't exactly survive in a place like that by being nice.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's why I recommend going around.
Alright. We'll
I
go
can
around
be
it. then.
mean.
Yes,
I
but
can be real mean sometimes.
that's right.
Old and
We're trying. Well,
I feel like that personally makes Navarro just look slightly offended.
I'm not old.
well,
Okay.
thank you for the information then. I think we'll
Khalid.
that way.
Killer just laughs and like pats Navarro on the back with like giving her 20 strength. She's just like patting like real hard. And she doesn't realize how hard she's doing it.
Of course.
I mean, to be fair, I have 16 strength. I can laugh. Maybe.
You can stay upright.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you pat her on the back. She's like, "Yeah, don't worry, you're okay." And it's like, "Okay." And the guy's like, "I mean, if you're going that way, just like I said, just don't get too close to the barons. Some of the people in there, it's like they can find out where people are hiding, and they kind of jump on them. It's not good. But luckily, that ain't for another few cities. You still got a few places to go before you get there. You should be fine."
I like how he says that in that tone of voice.
I mean, obviously,
But-
I can't control where young people like yourselves go, but I presume you have some wits about you if you're traveling up northward.
We like to think so.
I just because I was about to go, so I just imagine Navarro behind it very quietly go,
Like a wishy-washy hand.
Yeah.
Verikric just kind of nods. Anyway. We're gonna keep going then, right?
Yeah, I guess. Going around the war barons.
Yeah, well, we
you're
don't have to
not there
worry
yet.
about it for a while, so.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's not for another few cities.
hmm
All right.
Cool, let's keep going. That means we're on the right path, and we'll run into a city eventually, I guess.
All right. So the next city is a few days away, but while we're going, I would like for fun, I'm going to do it a little bit differently.
Oh dear.
Let's
Everyone, roll me a d20. Just a straight d20.
A straight D20, the man says.
Oh yes, rolled high.
Ah, didn't roll high.
I'm kind of
I don't know if
scared.
that's good or bad, but
Yeah, right? I'm scared. I don't know if I
Oh,
want this or
boy.
not.
I can't look.
All right. So I round up. All right.
Why's he rounding up?
I
Guys,
don't
I'm
know.
scared.
Good.
Emmy, hug me.
I mean,
She's
to be
the
fair,
one that
she's
needs to be held.
She's also like, oh no. Everyone's getting hugs and be like, oh no, and I'm just sitting here like,
Don't
yes, good.
I just realized me and Emmy are essentially the Shaggy and Scooby right now.
Y'all are cute and sick right now.
Let's be honest, though, Spartacus is the Scooby of your group.
You both jumped into
True.
each other.
Wait, how many days has it been since I'm marking off rations for everybody?
This is day 2.
Okay, cool.
So I gotta mark off one more.
Just one.
Yeah.
Also, Emmy, you both jumped into each other's arms.
So we jumped and then fell.
Yeah.
Mm,
That sounds about right.
Let's see. Just looking through my reference real quick. I'm using another book just to reference where that would fall under.
Mhm.
Excellent. So you guys continue along your way, watching the rolling hills, keeping an eye out. You hear faint birds just kind of flying around. There's a scattering of very few trees in this area. Nothing to constitute a forest or anything like that, so most of the birds that fly around will eventually land in those trees. And eventually you see the sun continue cresting through the sky. You see a little pond area off to the side at one point. Continue forward. Sun begins going down. You're able to make camp.
Okay.
Cool.
We make.
Alright.
Cancel.
So who's keeping watch?
I'll take it.
Alright, so you're taking first watch.
I'll watch with.
Yeah.
Wait. Actually, I'll take second watch. Whoever's taking first will.
Okay.
I'll take first watch.
So you're taking second watch?
Yeah.
Alright, who's taking third watch?
I guess I'll take third watch.
Okay. Alright. So you're just watching it 1, 2, 3? Just one
Mhm.
person each?
Unless anybody else wants to volunteer.
I want to be by myself. That's just how he is.
Demea needs her beauty sleep. And Tashina is just like, I'm not very good at it, but if you need me to help, I can help.
If Kalir wants to volunteer to help, Navarre would direct her to the team since she kind of has an unsleeping creature on her shoulder.
Mm.
But not on your shoulder. He's a little too big for that right now.
Bullshit!
I mean, he can absolutely rest on your shoulder, he just weighs a lot more.
You don't care.
Yeah,
This is her baby now.
understandable. So,
Well,
clear
I
only if you want
suppose-
to.
Yeah, suppose Clear will go first watch.
Okay.
as well.
You wanna roll with me, or do you wanna give me the help?
I'll give you advantage.
Alright, so roll perception check.
Okay.
I just realized something that is hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm.
My dragon and I have the same fucking perception.
Yeah.
Okay. Up. Not off the table, please. Alright.
Off the
Right
table,
up.
please.
You keep your eyes open, looking around,
Mhm.
careful. Hear the wind brushing through the grass. It's
Mm.
nice, calm night. Eventually, the night begins to come to an end.
Mm.
It's the next watch.
Don, I'm DMing something to you.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, by the way, Kalea's been taking armor before she goes to sleep.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would say no, it doesn't affect that.
Okay.
She's probably had enough time for that. Also, DM me the details on that later on, please, so I can
Of course.
know more about that. 'Cause this is, I guessed as much, but I wanted to make sure.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, you would still be rolling it, no disadvantages or anything like that. You've grown used to it, as it were.
I'm gonna
Okay.
be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have Arcus help me.
All right. So with the 21, you have a peaceful-ish seeming evening. At one point, kind of as a backdrop to some of the firelight, you see a few forms that just kind of like bound through. With your perception check, you'd guess at least one of them's a deer, maybe dogs. They're too far away for you to get a very good grasp as to what they are.
Dogs would freak me out infinitely more, because why are they running around?
Yep. As I said, there were a few shadows, so there's at least one or two that were deer and a few that look like dogs.
Yeah, because all I think is wild dogs, which are usually not very friendly.
Mhm.
She's kind of poking Arcus.
Arcus
Just for
is-
fun.
Arcus like kind of smacks your hand like, no, stop that. Smacks
You
your
know how you play with the cat, like when they're rolled over by just wiggling your. That's what she's doing.
He's wiggling his hands like, and then you hold your hand back. It's like, oh, you always get me with that.
You keep falling for it.
Well, it's fun. Welcome back. And rolls over and just kind of smacks your butt with his tail.
Ah! What the?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Nothing seems to be approaching. Nothing like that. And you are able to end your watch. As you go lay down, Vidrick, you wake up and you see a terrier sitting beside the campfire, nuzzling the wood into it to make sure that falls into it and so it doesn't burn him. Kind of look at you with a very happily wagging tail.
What I noticed, he stayed behind.
He didn't come with you.
Don't bother him too much, all right?
Yeah, Weirdrick, I'm just looking at the dog, but I'm moving on. I don't really care.
As you move to your post, you hear the dog sits down next to you, just keeping an eye out with you.
He's frowning.
The dog looks at you with the most innocent-looking eyes, blinks, like flutters his eyelashes at you, just like.
He knows he's not a dog. He knows what he is.
He knows what he is.
I know you are.
Yeah, and you said you showed actually no, you said Virdrick was aware, so he kind of gives us this very dog grin, just like a and then he's like, he speaks to you. I'm not gonna bother you. Just kind of glances back to where Navarra's curling up. I'm bigger now, so I need I gotta do more. I gotta protect her. So I don't sleep that much anyway, so I'll keep an eye out with you.
You're already bothering me.
Good, that means I'm doing my job.
He's frowning.
Call outpost via reptile mail.
Roll a perception check with advantage because Arcus is helping you.
Even though I don't want it.
You'll take this aid and you'll like it.
Where's perception? There it is.
Even with that was still a really good roll.
Oh,
Alright, now roll again, see if you get a nat 20. Okay,
Still, still pretty good.
yeah.
So you're sitting in a more elevated position so you can see everything going on. In the distance, you see a few forms that just kind of keep moving around slowly through the hills. They appear to be canine in form, similar to dogs you've seen in the past. Because you're actually from an area that's fairly, not from this area specifically, but from an area that has had many contact with this, and due to your background, I'll say roll me a history check or a nature check of your choice.
History or nature, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it doesn't really matter for me then.
Been there.
That's still pretty good.
That's still pretty good.
There we go.
Wild dogs are something that you've heard of. not indigenous to this region. The closer you get towards Harrowed Basin is where you find a lot more of like the more wild and crazy kind of creatures, including creatures such as gnolls and things like that. Hyenas aren't out of the question around this area, but as it gets colder, they tend to stay more away from areas like this. But since we're in the open fields, this is possible. It could be anything from wild dogs to hyenas. If you were further north, you'd presume wargs even. But those are the three that come to mind. Wild dogs, hyenas, or wargs.
You said wargs are like not common?
No, wargs are more northward. They're in more northern areas where goblins and hobgoblins have kind of dug themselves in.
Okay. Well, I guess it's not something. I don't know. Does it look like they're just passing by, or does it look like they're just hanging around? Can I tell?
Kind of hanging around just as you're watching them through the watch, because it's like as they move, you see them. They're not moving towards the camp. It's not like they're trying to stealthily stalk their way forward or anything like that. No, they're just kind of meandering around. You see that they at one point one of them kind of moves in, kind of shakes their head back and forth for a second, comes back, makes like a motion of something eating. Looks like they caught something and are just having some food.
Okay, I guess it's nothing to worry about then.
Okay. Towards the end of the night, Arcus kind of like glances at you, glances back. See, nothing bad. Kind of gives a dog stretch where he's like just really popping out all the joints of his back. He's like, shakes his head. Well, morning's coming soon. I will be in the cart. And he tap tap tap. Curls up very slowly. You see him like do like 3 turns around before he just like does 3 turns around and then just kind of like thump, just like drops himself down, just kicks his legs out like yes.
Okay. At least he didn't bother me further.
What's the con save for?
DM.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's something awful.
Okay. All right.
I guess that's it then.
Yep. Morning has come.
Cool.
You do notice as you're all waking up, Nivara, you did not get a good night's sleep. I will say that you do have a point of exhaustion.
Rip.
Yes, but you didn't sleep very well, and you're just kind of like rubbing your head gently from every now and then, just like it's just one of those things that you're glad that it's over, but you still, on occasion, just don't sleep well.
Where the fuck is the exhaustion ticker?
It's in the it's in the settings.
I know, but I'm looking for it. That's not ammo tracking.
No. Show exhaustion is right underneath it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, right underneath ammo tracking. So it's just for ability checks.
I mean, she'll be probably sleeping in the cart anyway.
Understandable. So as morning comes, Ebrin has a few things. He tries to cook up a little breakfast from the rations and such. It's not
sweetie,
much.
don't.
Now you're gonna make me roll for him. If anyone's giving him a little help, it's palatable. It's not the most flavor.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
basically
give him
like
help.
eating. You're helping.
Yeah, I'll give him a little help.
Okay, so it's a 14. So it's palatable. It's like he thinks about adding a little bit of cheese, and he's like, probably not the best. Has a little bit of spinach to it. Just cooks it into it, so it's like not overpowering. But it's mostly meats.
Yes, meat.
Meat? Where? What? Someone's
Ev-
making food.
Erin made breakfast, and most of it is meat.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
How does it taste?
It's pretty good. It's not like not the most like, it's not like I've had 5-star meals that are like this. No, it's good food though. It's fills you with a little bit of extra pep to your step.
This is better than what Kalea usually makes, so she's happy. She just
God,
snaps it back.
I just thought of something stupid, and I'm going to DM it to you again.
Ah, yes, the night of DMs. Yes.
I'm sorry. I just I thought all of this. I thought about this a few days ago. I'm like, this would actually probably fit more considering what I told you.
Mm-hmm. Give her just a second. I also realized that because of this, I just kind of looked over it when I realized you are all carnivores.
Yes.
Indeed.
Beardrick is gonna shamelessly be eating a lot of that.
Mhm.
Get on that quick.
Demea only such sweets, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Jermaine still got that box of candy.
Yep, she's
She's eating that with her breakfast.
she's starting to get a little lower on it. She will eventually run out.
Eventually, but then she'll buy another big box.
Depends if you're in an area that has another big box.
She'll look for one. She'll run.
Obviously.
She
Across the
tears up the general store.
I made my sweets.
So then she probably does it once or twice on.
Mhm, mhm.
I need sugar! I need sugar! What? Sugar!
You rub it like once when you wake up, but after that you're fine. Ebrin has enough to make sure everyone gets a very good morning breakfast meal.
Very
And
nice of him.
I will actually compliment him on the food then.
Wait, what? Beer? What?
He just casually compliments him, says the food tastes good as he's eating. He doesn't even look up.
You see Ebrin just he gets this startled look for a second. Then he kind of gets this little shy grin, just like, oh, yay.
Never calls Arcus over.
The nicest
Argus,
thing I've ever heard you say.
Beardrick's just like, I'm not above complimenting if they deserve it.
She calls Arcus over. I didn't smoke anything last night, right?
God!
You see him squint at you. What did you do?
Okay, when the grumpy gnome starts making compliments, I start to think I'm a little bit under the influence.
No.
Okay, so what the fuck?
I knew he had a sweet side.
Demea knew it all along.
He's probably the meanest to her too.
Everybody has a sweet side.
Tashina just kind of looks at him and is just like, he's nice. Yay. Gives a little, yay.
Beardrick is just not impressed. He's ignoring the fuck out of them as he eats.
Obviously. And,
I just imagine,
Ebrin just takes it in stride. He's like, oh, thank you.
I just imagine it's legit like the cartoon thing where he compliments and suddenly fucking Tashina, Navarre, Demea, and Anthony were all kind of leaning out from behind him, looking at him like, what the fuck?
Who is this man's?
He appreciates good food, man.
Whose man's is this?
Eventually, he starts cleaning everything up. He's got he's got his pot, he's got his pans. Kind of looks it over, just like, should clean this a little better. Starts scrubbing at it. Leftovers are good, but don't want it to spoil the metal. All right, you guys ready?
As ready as I will be.
Actually, Naivara, actually, let me roll something real quick on my end. I need to talk to you.
Why?
Just privately, just please.
Okay.
Boys.
Yeah, he's he kind of moves off to the side, lets you guys start, cleaning up camp. It's trying to keep it a private conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pulls Navar off to the side.
And before Zadim casts Wild Cunning and cleans the entire camp in an instant.
Obviously, if you do that, he's still going to take her off to the side just to talk to her for a second.
I'm not that much of a dick.
Yeah. He kind of rubs his hands together, like very not super awkwardly, but just kind of like he's looking a little anxious. You don't even need an insight check for that. You can just see him just kind of like rubbing his thumb against his palm very roughly as he kind of looks down at it for a moment, then kind of like startles himself. Like, yeah, that. Do you think you can spare like just 10 minutes to help me out with something?
Sure. What should you help with?
He very hesitantly, like you see his hand move, and they kind of like pause for a second. He's like, no, never mind. Just let's see if he can actually do this.
Breathe.
Let me see if he can actually do this. Nah, never mind. It's just I'm sorry.
No! Wait, stop.
No,
Stop.
I shouldn't have brought it up. It's nothing.
She grabs onto him.
That's really nothing. I promise.
Please tell me.
It's nothing. I just nothing. It's nothing.
Oh no. What is this? I need to know. Why do you think she's pressing? You know you can talk, right?
I know I can talk, but it's nothing.
Can I try and persuade him?
No. Not with what he rolled.
She just kind of hugs him. Alright, just keep in mind that if you do need help, I am here, alright?
I know. Also make a perception check, just casually.
It would be a disadvantage, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Watch this nat one showing up. Oh!
With
Nice.
20, he doesn't. It looks like he did get enough sleep, but his eyes have some bags underneath them. His hair's far more unkempt than he usually is. His clothes are out of order. You see, he's wearing the ruby necklace, and he just does not look himself.
You didn't sleep well.
Not really. I'll be fine.
Look.
I'm getting
Wait a
enough
minute.
sleep.
Wait a minute. He's still not.
You're off to the side. You get your turn.
No. Out of character. He's still wearing that necklace. I asked him to appraise it like 3 days ago. There's no way it would take him this long.
Things are going on.
I'm
off to the side
squinting
still.
very heavily
Mhm.
and
Everyone-
realizing that I don't have my ruby necklace in my pocket, Guru.
Mhm. Yeah, he's praising it. Yeah.
After they're done talking, I'm gonna have
We'll get to that later.
No.
Oh, we gonna have some fun. All right.
I think that makes both of us who didn't get enough sleep. Speaking of which, she kind of like picks up the necklace because she would know that you asked her this favor.
Mhm.
You aren't done dealing with this?
Oh man, there's something I keep seeing like inside it.
Can you give me 10 minutes of your time?
Make an insight check first.
Okay. I knew it!
You're too busy staring at the necklace. You miss it. But you see him like kind of grip it and kind of pull it close to him. He's like looking into it with like this very
Can you
tired
give-
look as he's like turning it slowly and is like staring into it. It changes. I swear, it's not supposed to be able to do that, but it changes. I'm trying to see it, but it changes. I swear, I don't want to give it back to Zizdeem until I make sure, because I know.
Ebrin?
I'm just
10
tired.
minutes.
I'm just
Let me
tired.
identify it, please.
I'm just tired. I'm fine. I don't need to.
We got that from a crypt. I want to make sure it's safe, please.
I don't need to. I'm okay. I promise. It's okay. I just need to look into it.
Is there a way that I can cast a spell without...
Because this is a ritual spell? No.
I mean, like, say when we're in the cart.
That's what I was thinking.
Would I be...
That's
do
what
I
we're all
have
thinking.
to look at it, or can I visually think about it as I cast the spell? Because everyone know what I'm doing.
Hold it. Yes.
He knows that I'm talking. but that's about it.
Yeah, you know, they see you guys talking. They don't know what's going on. They just see him just being like, "I'm fine. I'm fine."
No, I'm saying when we're in the car, do I have to hold an item to identify it?
Yes.
Damn it. Wait. No. No, I can't do it. Damn. Because the only thing that's fucking me over with this shit is this disadvantage, so...
Make a persuasion check. You've been rolling good on your persuasions and perceptions, at least.
Insight that said, fuck you.
He looks strained. Kind of gently, like his hands gripping tighter and tighter around this before he slowly begins to just peel away one finger at a time, hook his thumb into it, pull it off, and just very slowly hold it out to you.
She gently takes it.
I need to finish praising that for Sadim. Just please give it back as soon as you can. Please.
Of course.
So actually, I'm going to actually double check to see if you need to be holding it to identify it real quick.
After all that.
After that, yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure you still do, but I'm just double checking.
It's a touch spell.
Yeah, it's a touch spell.
Okay, so once he leaves, I'm going to use 10 minutes to identify this.
Okay. You doing that in the cart, or are you just...
I am doing this as soon as possible, because something doesn't seem right to him.
Okay. So you sit in the cart just to make sure everyone can clean up. Zadim, you see Ebrin like walking away from the conversation. You can speak to him about that now.
Sure. I'll walk over to Ebrin and I'll say,
Oh, April, by the way, are you finished appraising the ruby necklace I gave to you?
Oh, no. I'm actually having... Navara convinced me to let her take a quick peek at it. I'm sorry, it just... Every time I looked at it to check the value, I'd look at it later and the value of it from the... Like, there's a certain way that it can be structured inside to see if it's more valuable, and sometimes it would be more or less valuable. Like, I don't know if it's like a time of day thing, or like I don't want to have you selling it to someone, have them coming after you to be like, hey, you swindled me or something like that, I don't want to put you into a bad place.
I can appreciate that, thank you. I will go speak to Naibara, see if she has gleaned anything from what she has found.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna take her a little bit.
True.
I just wish she could just give it back so I could just keep looking at it. I know I can find it. I know I can. He goes. And
I
sits in
pat
front.
him on the shoulder, and as he walks away, I insight check him.
Insight check.
This is gonna be interesting.
Ah! Do not click out.
Big mood.
14. He looks tired.
Oh, okay.
He looks like he's worn out. He looks like he's... It looks like he's almost been in a fight, is almost how you would describe it.
Like he looks injured, or he looks
not injured, like his
exhausted?
exhausted, and like he was trying to like wrestle with something. Clearly, he's whatever it is he won because he's he's got enough sleep. He doesn't look like he's stumbling around or stuff like Nabara is, but he does look like he is. He is worn. He is very tired.
All right. I'll go talk to Naibara after she's done doing the thing, and while she's doing that, I'll keep an eye on.
Okay. All right. So, let me just check something real quick. I still don't know why I have this down here. It's still weird. Keep moving my notes around and losing track of where they are. So
You
many
like keep
places
yourself
to put
on your toes.
Apparently, because I keep putting them in different places and be like, haha, I'll never find it here.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Uh,
So, here. There it is. I have to look up the spell. That's right. Dang it. 1 second. Tap, 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 tap.
As the
Gotta
DM
take
plots our
notes.
demise. As the DM plots our demise.
Of course.
I love hearing the click because that's ASMR to me, so that's actually very calming.
I mean, my note is very simple. All it is there's some weird shit going on with that necklace.
Mm.
That's it.
Well said.
Since it does not involve me directly, that's brief.
Alright. So, with the Identify spell being cast, as you're kind of sitting and doing this, make a perception check.
Fucking exhaustion! Oh!
You keep saying
Ooh.
that, you keep rolling really well. Okay. You see a form inside of this gem.
What the fuck?
And as you finish your ritual, this
At which
is
point I'm
a
walking over.
gem. Hold on. Getting to what it is first. This gem, in and of itself, technically is not magical, but it has been affected by an imprisonment spell. Which, the details of which are... Hold that up here so I can give you the quick deets on that. First and
Question.
foremost, it's a 9th level spell.
Jesus H. Christ!
Oh no.
Which has a few different variations. This one is called Minimus Containment, where there's a person who's about an inch in height. Like, you can barely notice them, but you do notice them with that 25 perception. Who is imprisoned inside of this ruby. Light is passing through it. It looks just like a normal gemstone, but you see a 1-inch dwarf woman peeking out and looking at you before they move a hand and the image makes them vanish.
That's not okay. Would I know how to potentially break this?
Because you cast Identify on it, I will say yes, you do. The way to release this person from this particular spell is you would have to... Actually, we'll pull up my notes here on what this did. Cast one, cast containment. They have to specify... What did they specify here? Has to be put in the hands of the person who casts the spell, and they have to say that person's name in their native tongue. So really just have to say their name.
So we have to find the person who cast this spell.
You'd have to find it to release them, yes. Which I don't know if it gives you the name with Identify. I will quickly check Identify again, because it might give you their name.
Without it, that's pretty rough.
You doubt it?
No, without it.
Yeah, without it, yeah, that would be pretty rough. Identify me something new. Magic imbued item. You learn its properties and how to use them. Whether required, blah 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 blah. Whether spell affecting the item, what they are. If it was created by a spell, you learn which spells created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. Oh, that's neat. So yes, you did learn that this was a item that was magically affected by the imprisonment spell of the minimus containment spells. You learn how. I mean, it does state that you have to learn how to use it. You know what? Sure, I'll give that to you, because it is identify, and identify is one of the best spells in the game for any spellcaster to have, just because of the fact they can do stuff like this. So let me grab my notes here, because this is going to be a rather fun little tidbit. I have to go back through my notes again. Yay! I love my notes. I'm so glad I put them down. I'm allowed to be proud of myself for keeping notes.
Of course.
Yes, I'm sure they're much more organized than mine.
They're not.
I'm sure they are. Mine's
They're
is trash.
really not. Oh, believe me. It's not trash, but it is, it's pretty trash. There it is. I will type this out to spell it out just so I don't have to worry about that. And Ovina Windjaw.
Oh, God!
Oh,
damn
shit.
it!
Well, all of us are like, oh.
Maybe she was.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, well, I mean, we found out that the lady's still alive because I figured that this would break if she were dead.
That would make sense. Would she know, Dawn?
From Identify.
Yeah.
She's dead?
If,
No.
like, if Ovina is dead, wouldn't the spell break?
Technically, yes. Which I think
So-
that when it's in minimus containment, I don't think that she's actually aging. Like, she can see in and out. I'll double check, though.
Oh, Ovina's the one who's in the room?
Oh.
She's the one who's in the ruby.
Oh.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah,
Is
you don't
the
know who
person
put her
that-
in it. She's the one inside the ruby.
Oh,
So we have to say
lordy.
her name.
Yes.
Then we have to find whoever cast the spell and get them to say her name?
Yes.
Okay.
So it doesn't tell me who cast the spell.
I'm looking at Identify to see if it says that.
I don't imagine it would.
No, it doesn't say
Well-
anything about you learning who cast it. Just says you learn the spells that are cast.
Oh, great. Can she hear me? If I spend, like, let's say 30 seconds when she pops up, can she communicate with me in any way? Like, can she understand me? Is there any way I can tell that she can understand me? What?
You can try.
I want to try next time she pops up, but I don't know when that'll be.
I mean, you can try right
I
now if
already
you want.
do.
That's up to you. If you
Yeah.
want to wait until you see her again, you can just stare
I'll-
at this thing until then.
I'll try now. Excuse me. She kind of, like, very lightly, because she doesn't know how much this will jar her,
Mhm.
very lightly taps it. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Also, by the way, Sadim, yes, you are by her when she's doing this.
So, yes, you see me talking to a stone.
I know you did not sleep very well, but I did think that poorly.
I just cast Identify on the ruby. There's an imprisonment spell on your necklace.
Eh?
Oh
What do you mean
Um,
there is an imprisonment spell?
Exactly what I just said. There's an imprisonment spell, and I found Lady Windjaw in it.
Lady Windjaw?
We found his wife, and she holds up the ruby.
Thunderkeep Windjaws?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Of the Thunderkeep Windjaws?
Yep.
I feel you, man.
You know, it's no wonder Ebron got no sleep last night if a woman kept popping up in the jewelry.
Are you?
Out of character, are you telling me Everett exhausted? He thought he was going crazy, seeing a tiny, hot dwarven lady just chilling in this gem he's identifying?
Possibly.
Oh my god! Poor man. This poor man. No wonder he thought he's going like absolutely insane. No wonder he looked like he was wrestling with something. He's wrestling with his own sanity.
I know. I kind of suspected him like there's something wrong with this necklace. That's why I took it.
That's why I pulled you aside, but then he rolled a natural 1 on giving it up.
Jesus
He was just like,
Christ.
there's a hot woman in there. I gotta find her.
I gotta find her.
He is not the brightest boy.
Okay, okay.
Precious baby.
Oh my god.
I don't know if we should get her out yet, knowing what we know about the Windjaws, but if we were interested in getting her out of there, how do we do that?
Do you want me to give you a lie or the bad Ruth?
I don't abide by falsehoods.
We have to find the person who cast it on her and make them say her name. And no, the spell didn't tell me who cast it.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
I had this nice gem. I was just gonna sell it after I knew how much it was. Now we got a tiny lady stuck in it, and I can't sell it because I'm not an asshole. Because I'm not that kind of dude who just ignores when people are in trouble.
Wait, did she ever respond to me talking to it now that I think about it?
Make a perception check, because Zidium kind of distracted you a little bit.
I'll give her help with
No,
that.
no, you don't know what's going on. You're just hearing
She
about this.
literally just
Yes,
told me
but
what
I'm
was
saying-
going on.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying that this is happening while you're talking, so she
That's
would
a
be making a perception
9.
check. 1 second here.
Do I believe her? Like, she just said there's a small lady in there. I mean, like, she could be pulling my leg.
Well, I mean, she's also a spellcaster,
Okay.
so I mean,
Look-
she's pulling
look at-
your leg.
look at-
Make an insight check.
She is so. You know what? Yeah, no, fucking go ahead. I'm gonna tell him exactly how this is with how high it is. Yeah, okay. So let me describe it to you this way. She has dark bags in her eyes. She's a fucking drow, so you can imagine how dark those are. And she's glaring daggers at you just because she is so tired. She's not ready for any kind of bullshit.
Alright, so she's telling the truth, so I try and look for this tiny lady in the gym.
Make a perception check.
Cool.
You just barely see her.
Oh my god.
Like you see, it's like there's a moment where it's like someone like putting their hand against it, like peeking out, and then as soon as they see you, they move back into the gem, which appears that they shouldn't be able to do that, but it's also probably a case where they're intentionally trying to keep themselves from being seen.
Like, how much of her do I see?
You see her face in her hand for a moment, and you actually see like her full body as she's like stepping, like it's like she's stepping forward to put her hands on the ruby, and then immediately going invisible.
Is she like naked? Is that why she's trying not to show herself off or something?
She
Okay,
has
because I could have
clothes.
seen.
She has
Okay.
it's a dwarven dress, which means that it's got a very rustic like cotton and wool mixture with battle armor on, where she's wearing these thick gauntlets.
Oh,
And
she ain't no.
she's a queen. Thank you very much.
Yeah. She's no. What? Fainting Violet or something? What do they say about
Yes.
that?
She's
Wilting
not-
Violet?
Wilting Violet. There we go.
Yeah, she's exactly the kind of person who earned being a queen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Apparently, she has been trapped inside of this.
Okay. I'll try and talk to her.
Okay.
Your Majesty.
She immediately shows up.
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, there's the word!
I'm sorry. I
You
must
just
be
gotta
too
know how to talk to people.
I must be too exhausted to understand the proper etiquette.
To be fair, you didn't even say her name. You just said hello.
Right on.
Smooth.
Ah, I am deeply sorry it took us this long to ascertain your situation.
She kind of like tilts her head for a moment, makes like a waving motion of like dismissing it. She doesn't say
Can
anything.
you speak to us? I see you can hear me, but I have not yet heard anything from you.
She kind of like puts her hands on her hips for a moment, like you can see her like tapping her foot. She cups her hands around her mouth and goes.
That is a no then. I see.
She shrugs.
Very well. It is fine. It is
She
fine.
makes like a pointing motion, like she's like pointing behind, and then she's like points to herself, makes a talking motion, makes another motion, and then she's just like makes a threatening fist towards before she just like drags a hand down her face.
This is some fucking charade shit. What?
Yeah, right?
What?
Mm-hmm.
What do I gotta do here, man?
Do I notice this? That's
Yes,
I'm
she is
assuming I
she is
notice-
visible. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to repeat it. She points behind you. She points
Yeah.
to herself, and then she points to talking. Then she makes another hand that's like talking. And then she
Yeah.
makes a threatening fist, and then drags her hand down her face. Like she's like, "Oh, I'm so done with you."
Okay, so I'm gonna guess that she isn't very much happy. When she pointed behind me, could I tell she was pointing at Naivara or someone further? Like, I don't know.
Naivara's
How
with you. She's pointing past you both.
Oh, is she pointing at Ebrin?
You don't know specifically, but considering the fact he was the only other person with the necklace.
Yeah, I see.
I think she's pretty much saying she's going to beat the shit out of him for not noticing sooner.
Yes, I apologize. Our friend, he's
Not the most intelligent.
perceptive. I will give him perceptive. I am
She
not
kind of
going
waves
to
her hand, kind of like with like and again the dismissive gesture, and points to herself, and then kind of makes a snapping motion, and shoomp, disappears again.
Okay.
I
And then
think she got tired.
Shoomp, pops back into existence.
Oh, there she is back.
Oh, what?
I'm guessing while this is all going on, it's been like well over 10 minutes, right?
Yes, it's been well over 10 minutes.
She's gonna like hand the necklace's name for a hot second. Demea!
Virdrik's already noticing at this point too. He's like, "What the fuck is taking so long?"
Do you have headaches? Do you still have something for headaches? I'm too old for this shit.
I keep talking to the queen, I guess.
It's literally just a case of please heal me so my ass can figure out what the fuck this is.
Would anything like healing word or like
Cool.
Tashina,
anything for
Tashina kind of like pats her on the arm, like, I am a healer. I can see what I can do. If
She
that's
just-
okay with you, Demea.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I
You know,
want to
this-
see what they're doing though.
At this point, I don't even care. I'll tell you what the issue is. She just kind of lifts her bag and shows the fucking wound. This hurts like hell. Help me.
Oh my goodness. She kind of like makes a very slow motion, just, may I? And she
Do I see the wound? What is this?
What?
currently
a wound?
no. You were looking at the gem and you hear her say that, and you're like, what? And her back's to you, so you don't see it.
Oh, okay.
Virdrik, though, you do see that she, would you like to describe this wound real quick?
There's a really long, jagged scar over a gray eye,
What the
currently.
fuck?
That bang has never been moved. So,
That moment when you realize that there's more under the bangs than just covering it for aesthetic.
I would
Uh,
probably
What?
see this too, right?
Yes, you would see this too. She was
Can I
talking
roll anything to know what the fuck this possibly is?
to- medicine check.
What happened?
And I'm gonna run over to Naivara and be like,
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ, 21!
Natural 20.
Oh, shit.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
Paris, what created the scar?
It's a blade. There's nothing magical or nature-ish about this. Someone attacked her.
Someone attacked her. They.
Is it? Did you say it was on your forehead? Where was it?
It's across her eye.
Her eye.
Across her eye.
Yes.
Okay.
Which means that eye is grayed and is part of it was cut. So
Ah,
there's a
okay.
split in it. Yeah. It would take at least a heal spell to give her that eye back.
Oof.
Okay.
So
Is that
everybody
possible?
like visibly recoils from whatever it is that Naivara shows off, kind of like move around and see what the hell's going on.
Yes, you may. I'll allow that. If it's okay with you, Naivara, would you cover it up, or you just like?
She like flashed it. She's legit too tired. This is a scenario where she's going to get her exhaustion back and realize, hey, what the fuck did I just do?
Oh no.
Right. It's like I'm too tired for this. As soon as you're not too tired for this, I shouldn't have been too
Everybody
tired
knows
for
now.
this.
You said a blade made this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Likely a
I
very
quietly say to the queen, "I'm very sorry. Give us one."
she rolls her eyes and just like just makes like a go help them motion. You currently are looking at Naivara's face, and she has a scar running down the side that is usually covered by hair, and there's a grayed out eye, is what you're saying.
Okay.
Yes, and Tashina like kind of pulls Demea back very gently. Just like, hold on, I don't know if I can do anything, but she kind of like very.
I don't want
very
the sight
gently-
back. I just want the headache gone.
She puts her hands on your cheeks very gently, very gently, like caressing your cheeks very slowly, and just like close your eyes, take a deep breath. She casts Lesser Restoration, and your exhaustion is gone.
Oh, thank God. The headache is. Oh shit. I realized the tiredness actually didn't wear off, so yes, that was Ollie character.
Yes, yes, it was. And,
She's immediately lets her hair move back, like, no.
You're fine. Hey, you're fine. Don't worry. Shh. She's like just brushing her cheek very gently, just like relax. Okay, we're here with you. All friends here.
I'm gonna hug the shit out of Naivara.
She just kind of looks at Demea before she hugs her back.
She's probably rocking you back and forth.
Why are you rocking me, sweet summer child?
Your eye, it must hurt.
It's just phantom pain. This is normal.
Sorry, what'd you say?
It's just phantom pain. This is normal.
But I still feel bad.
And you could probably see that she's close to crying.
Oh! She pulls her into a tighter hug. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
This is the reason that I have Arcus. So a lot of good came out of this.
Arcus just kind of like very gently kind of nuzzles you and lays his head on your lap.
Okay, as long as you're okay.
I'm fine. Why don't you go help out Sadim? We found something really interesting. I'm sure he would enjoy it.
Oh,
I'm gonna immediately look over to Sadim and walk over and be like,
what did you find?
Long story short, the ruby necklace we found in Sunder Keep has become the prison of the good Lady Windjaw.
What? How do we get her out?
We have to find.
Looking at the thing, you see the dwarven lady like has disappeared again, so she's currently invisible.
Don't
Where is
worry.
she?
I can vouch for this. She sometimes shows up.
She is a queen. She comes and goes as she pleases.
She's a queen?
Well,
Ever-
she is a lady. She is a lady of standing. I'm not sure exactly
Oh, but
of her
still.
position. Yes.
I'm
yes.
pretty sure that if she was the wife, she's either the wife or somehow related to him. I'm going to assume marriage. Is that actually? Why don't we just fucking ask? Your Majesty.
Shoop! Pops back into existence.
I'm also definitely looking at this.
I'm
Yeah, so
I'm
everyone's crowding
assuming-
around this.
Yep.
It's like everyone, she's face camming, and everyone's crowding around to see the phone.
everyone.
It's like
Everyone-
360 face cam. This is great.
What is she saying in the van? That thing.
I am assuming that you are married to Lord Windjaw. I can't remember his first name.
Or at least used to.
Yes.
She kind of winces. She kind of gives a very slight nod.
Is he the one who did this to you?
Shakes her head no.
Do you
She
No.
holds up a hand, and everyone who's watching, make an intelligence check.
Yo.
I don't have
Okay.
disadvantage anymore.
Yeah, everyone's making this. No, you can't give yourself advantage, or ask for help. Sheena does.
It got progressively worse.
Oh boy! Yay!
I'm not the smart man.
1 second here. One of you.
I just got over Javan nearly tackling me in a hug. I think I have a
don't
reason.
know why there's a -1+1.
-1
Oh,
because of your intelligence, and the +1 because you're a bard.
Yes, Bard has the thing
Oh.
called
Jack
Jack
of all trades.
trades, so that cancels out your -1.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Did you not know this?
No!
I told you this. I swore I did.
I don't remember.
You did! You told her!
It's okay. I would have forgotten too.
Yes, I totally forgot.
Yeah, no worries. You're
Cool.
fine. But yes,
That's the bad.
Demea and Verdrick, you both are
Yes.
able to read what she is doing. When I say that, she's just basically doing like sign language, writing it out in the air. And I'm going to write this name down for you real quick. Let me just write this down here so I don't forget the spelling of the last name, because it is a odd name indeed.
Excuse me.
Vamis. And then she kind of pauses for a second, holds up a finger like, wait a second, and then she's like, then Kiplopt.
Oh shit!
Wait, what?
Vamis Kiplopt.
No, I see it. I'm still wondering why Emmy just freaked.
Yeah.
Demanda's gonna go.
Oh, I know him.
You
You
do?
do?
Wait, what?
Music looks over you, do.
I don't actually know him. It's a team. You remember that guy that I told you about that was like doing that stuff that clerics would like? Yeah, that's him. Vamis.
He's a cleric?
Be a little more specific, Demea.
Remember when we were at the bar and like I called you over and the guy was telling me a story about how this guy named Vamis came in and took care of something for them, and
Is this the bar where they were trying to fight the bartender and absolutely
yeah,
destroyed?
that's the one.
Oh, fuck off!
This is how I remember things, alright?
Yeah, he told me about that guy. All I remember was that he said that he was doing stuff that clerics wouldn't appreciate, but he didn't go into specifics. But remember, I called you over to tell you about it.
Things that clerics wouldn't appreciate. Okay, so that's
I do
either
remember, yes.
necromancy or my thing.
If he's a cleric, is there any possible chance I would have recognized the name?
Roll a history check with advantage.
Actually, considering would
Oh.
I know anything about clerics to look out for?
Hold on a second. I'm going to go with her thing real quick. 1 second here. I'm just going to roll a percentile die.
Percentile.
Percentile die. Where's my other percentile die? You son of a gun. Thank you. Not bad. And a 13 does make it. Just want to make sure. 'Cause it,
Damn!
yeah, it just barely makes it, but it does make it. Vamis is a name you've heard before. From what you can tell, it's the name of a spellcaster who, as far as you have been told, was from one of the colossi. The specific school of magic they follow isn't cut and dry. You don't know anything about that, but none of the clerics seem to either. And the reason you've heard they don't appreciate what they're doing is because sometimes events will pop up where the clerics will be called in to assist, and generally, they'll ask for the only payment they need is for there to be donations to their clergy. And this guy has just been going around just being like, we need help, doesn't even go back to tell him it's done, just has it done, and people are just like, is everything okay? And then he'll like pop up a week later and be like, oh yeah, he's been done for like the last week. Doesn't take anything, is just does it and leaves. Which means that the clergy is just kind of like, one, he's doing stuff that they don't like because some of his magic has been questionable, and two, he's doing it without getting paid.
They
And the
don't
church
like
wants
a
their money.
literal freelancer.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Because
He's a literal
guy is
freelancer.
around doing questionable magic and
Literal
Not paying.
freelancer.
and literally freelancing and not paying the church. Okay.
Mhm.
Huh. Do I have? So that's all I know, though. I wouldn't have any idea what might possibly.
Because it's a 13, I'm going to say no. But you have
Okay,
heard the
that's
name
what I
before,
figured.
so that does give you some information.
Can
Okay,
I
he's.
see if I
oh.
know? This
No.
is really stupid, but all right.
I'm gonna ask Mia then.
Mhm.
Did you hear where this man might be?
Sadly, no. I'm sorry.
And we can ask in town.
We could probably ask
if-
her. He seems like the guy that travels around a lot.
If he's doing stuff that the clergy doesn't exactly like, we'll probably have to be careful questioning about him.
That's true.
Because, I mean, I don't mean to alarm you, but as I'm sure you know, Paladin, you have a walking bomb in your crew.
I'm very
Actually,
aware.
two. And she kind of looks at... There are two very wanted people in the party right now. The princess and the illegal.
I kind of wave my hand at her, Naira, and I say, "It's all right. I can handle it."
I love the confidence.
Didn't you just tell me not to be too confident dealing with a rock, yet you're telling me to calm down with the clergy?
I am a man who's not of this country. I am the kind of person that do not generally much of, and they are interested in speaking to me. I can
So
claim
what you're saying
that
is your distraction.
I am the man who asks of things that are not generally asked about, because I do not generally about them, because I travel places.
You fucking sneaky dog. You say
I
you're
was
gonna
about
play
to say,
dumb.
he's playing ignorance.
So
I
it-
work with
it's-
what I have.
So it's like I'm a tourist. I'm looking for this man. He's a wanted criminal. Oh, I did not know this. I'm not from this country.
Really?
How could I possibly have known?
Well, that
Yeah,
even discussion
kinda.
with advantage now that I think about it.
Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. So I guess Beatrix like, well, we can ask in the next town we come about Vamis Kiplot. That's such a stupid name.
Dawn, how pretty
Good.
is Lady Windjaw?
How pretty is she?
Yeah.
Her hair looks like looks like she had it in multiple braids at one point. Looks like she kind of just like given up on doing that right now. So basically, like,
Of course.
she's been spending all of her time in here. You actually see her like she has her hair like done up in like various different, or she probably has had it done up in various different styles. Right now, she has it all curled up and done into one just thick braid running down her side. Goes down to about her waist level. You do see that she does appear to have a dagger and a hand axe. Probably the only thing she's been able to use to actually do anything with it with. But she has a stout of body. She's only an inch tall, so you can't really discern anything that size.
Alright, that's
But
That's fine.
You'd probably rate her fairly well,
okay. Well,
Like an 8
even
out of
if-
10.
at least. Depending on if you have a preference for dwarfs, it might be a 9 out of 10. Ebrin
Ebrin-
apparently thinks that
Like
she's a 10.
Ebrin.
Ebrin probably thinks
Right.
she's a 10 out of 10.
Maya finds everyone beautiful.
Mhm.
So, is Zadim still holding the necklace?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, she's gonna like lean over.
And be like, Your Majesty, I just wanted to say that you're really pretty.
You see her like hold the finger for a moment, kind of like drop it down, just kind of squint at you, like what? And then she like, she like squeaks her ear like, She like cups her hand around her ear, like,
She
I didn't
hears
hear
that,
that.
Your Majesty
She
just
thinks that-
complimented your appearance.
Believe me, she means it.
She like puts a hand in her chest, like, I'm flattered, and then she's like, oh, you.
I think you may have just accidentally seduced a queen.
Oh,
Navarre looks shocked.
As you look away at Demay to say that, Zadim, you see the queen kind of like look over at Navarre, look over at you, and just kind of like roll her eyes, like, I'm not that. Kind of like all of her hands, like, I'm not going to just fall that easy. I have standards.
How old does she look exactly? Is there any way to tell?
It's hard to tell.
That's what I
Yeah.
was
Make a
thinking.
perception check.
I wasn't
too am
sure.
curious.
You know what? Can I try since I'm curious?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there we go.
hold on a second. I'm going to roll something for
Everin,
Ebrin.
come
Your
here.
deception.
No, not deception. Ebrin, actual perception. Yeah, she's about with you guys. Perception. He's actually got a 5 too. 13. Yeah, about as good as Navarra. None of you can really get a good gauge on her age. She's at the very least middle age, so she's probably in her 200s at least.
Okay.
And considering the fact that, as I told Naivara, because she would know the details of the imprisonment spell, because she cast Identify, she does not need to eat, breathe, sleep, and she does not age while she is imprisoned.
Wait a minute, she has literally had nothing to do since Windjaw died? Because it probably happened around the same time that her husband was turned into whatever the heck.
Possibly.
Like, there's no way that someone would have just done that and Windjaw wouldn't have killed them, and therefore the spell. Jeez, dude, that's like...
She must be bored as fuck.
Yeah, man! That's like a century of having nothing.
She from where you guys got her, she's essentially, I don't remember if it was in a drawer specifically, but she's essentially been in a drawer of darkness, just being like, you can just imagine her just in a drawer just singing 9,000 bottles of beer on the wall, 900,000 bottles of beer.
Oh my god, I'm
I
fucking
mean,
crazy by that point.
Kalir has wandered off.
Oh no!
On the one hand, I mean, you could just like get absolutely ripped over 200 years or so, just like having nothing to do.
But she
But at
also
the same
can't gain
time-
any body master in that time.
Yeah,
because she
it's
can't
not
eat.
going to do any good.
Yep, it's like she's like, I know all these tricks and stuff. I knew
Can
all these
I-
things, but I can't have any muscle memory because I can't.
Would I
get
know
out there
what
to do
would?
it.
Would I know what would happen if I tried to break it?
Yes, you would know that with the imprisonment spell, you cannot break or crack or destroy this gem.
Holy
Jesus!
crap! It's indestructible.
It is
you-
indestructible.
Do you think that she doesn't need to sleep, but do you think she could sleep? Like she could just shut her eyes and be like, all right,
Possibly.
and go to sleep for like a century, you know?
So she's
Maybe
been
she's
sleeping.
sleeping that long.
She's been
Yeah,
sleeping
yeah.
nothing away, but she's been sleeping nonetheless.
Navarre like scoots over to Evrim and just kind of leans close. So you're afraid to tell me there was a really hot dwarf in the necklace, weren't you?
I was afraid you'd laugh at me.
After now.
She's kind of pats his shoulder. Oh, Evrin. I wouldn't have laughed at you. I wouldn't have even thought you were crazy, considering. But damn, that was just rude to hide that fact. Man, you know I have a thing for women.
I mean, I know, but I didn't want to, tell you it and then have it be my imagination and then have you be like disappointed in me, because if you're disappointed in me, that means I didn't do anything right. I just didn't want to disappoint you.
What the fuck? A hug.
Okay.
Hug.
So I'm sorry, but I'm a sap. She's gonna kiss him.
Aww.
You could never disappoint me.
Oh shit, romance.
Okay.
If when Mudrick sees this, can he's straight as face, he's just like, if we're done, we should get going.
Honestly.
Wait, did
I
Demea
hold
see
up the
this?
That was
Did
not
Demea see the
me.
kiss?
Yeah, probably.
And there it goes.
So sweet.
As all of that
Both of
is
you a
going
big
on,
hug.
I'm going to the cart.
I hold up the gem and I say, "We'll do everything we can to release you from this gem, Rhinus."
She makes like a motion of just like putting her hands together, just like thank the gods.
Oh my god.
What the rules will she even do when she gets out? She has nothing to get back to.
Probably kill the
First of all,
person
she
who
gonna
dropped
eat,
it.
cause she ain't eaten nothing
She gonna eat!
in 100 years. This lady probably ain't hungry at all, but she's hungry for that food.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Sitting in this ruby for a century, being like,
Mad,
really go for a burger.
mad,
Really hard.
mad.
Yeah.
That was the single most ghetto fucking line I've ever heard you say in my entire time of knowing you. That was the single most ghetto tone you've ever hit, and I love it.
Thank you.
So
God.
I'm going back to the car and
We're in the cart.
yeah, did I'm so bad with names. What's her face? Did she walk run off? Clear? Yeah.
Clear.
Did she just actually go up and leave somewhere?
No, she's just literally, from the way NPR phrased it, I'm pretty sure she's just literally wandering around.
Yeah.
Is she like how far away? Is she
It's
just
not
within
really
shouting
happening.
range?
Oh no.
Is she in
She's
shouting
just-
range or?
Okay, there we go. She's just what?
She's just like kind of a bit bored and around.
Oh, okay. Well, while I'm going
Clear,
to the
shut
cart,
Talking Rock.
I guess while I'm going towards the car, I'll yell at Clear to come over. We're leaving. We're leaving. I'm calling him to the.
calling her to the cart.
Alright.
We gotta go.
She goes back to the car.
Yes.
We found a little dwarf in the gym.
Wow.
I wanna get
going.
We're moving. Today's gonna be like, so like, are you guys like official? Like, are you like?
Oh my
dating?
god!
Are you ready to get married? Can I be the father
Shit.
now?
Everyone just kind of like, we're not yet anything of that nature. Just kind of grabs Tamea and just kind of like pulls her down into a hug. Like he just like shoves her face into his chest, like pats her and just looks at Navarre and just like, help.
She hugs
She
that
just
thing.
shakes her.
I'm so
No,
happy
as
for you too.
soon as
no.
he like gives her the help face, she just shakes her head with this wide grin before she turns to Beatrice. So we should probably get moving. You think you can handle the horses?
Yep, he's already doing it.
She's in like the bench with the reins. Like, get on the.
Let's
We're going.
Get in the cart, bitches. We're going walking.
We wasted enough
Yes, we're
time.
going shopping.
Every time Everett asks her for help, this is just going to be a running joke that she will let him sink. Sink or swim.
What you say? That you only meant when.
I mean, if there's like a 5-minute moment, she'll eventually just be like, "No, there is nothing official."
Give a thumbs up, just
Just like, oh, thank you.
Guys like each other.
Oh
Guys,
my
like,
god.
I do like him.
yeah,
do
I
you
like
love
her.
him?
Javea is just slowly trying to put it together, like,
Do not
What?
tell you things about romance.
Sorry, what did Sidium say?
This is what happens when your parents do not explain romance to you.
I can't tell if that's like him.
Who's he saying that to?
Is he saying
I'm just
that's-
passing by, like. In
We're in the cart. We're all sitting in the cart. The cart is moving, so pass by.
I'm making sure that Bright Eyes is getting used to having someone in the saddle, so
Oh,
I'm taking
okay.
brief periods of time to ride on her back.
He just walks past on Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes.
Yep. She's getting more used to it. It's definitely something she's not used to, but she's going to eventually get more used to it.
All I can think is like, you know how if you get a dog that's not used to collars and you suddenly put one on them, they like freak the fuck out and try and get it off. I imagine that's what she does with the saddle every now and again.
You know that thing that birds, like chickens, do when you like you hold them, but you move their body, but their head does not move.
Yeah!
So it's the opposite of that. It's like her body is like going, like her head is moving all over the place, but her body is like just regularly walking. She's like,
Do not like.
Well, Satine passes by and says that, Dominic's gonna be like,
Oh, I mean, my parents didn't tell me, but the maids told me that one day I'm gonna find my one true love,
Oh my god.
and I'm excited for that day.
I just legit
say-
Obviously,
imagine.
other people in love.
I
I
just
say literally nothing. I just grin like a loon.
I'm just legit staring between Demea and Tsushina like.
Mm.
Like she says nothing. It's just like that casual look between like, oh sweetie. just keep the dragon in the lap. Say nothing. Say nothing.
If only there was iPod, so Weirdrick wouldn't have to listen to this.
he's listening to like heavy metal. On
Oh
full
well,
blast.
okay, you just made yourself a target. So Virdrig, I mean, she's talking about all this gushy stuff. Someone has to love this short little gnome, right?
He just looks at you!
She sends him the biggest shit-eating grin.
He's just gonna continue concentrating on the horse.
He just looks at her, looks back at the horse like, fuck you.
I love him like a friend. Does that count?
Wait, what?
I love him like a friend. Does that count?
Stop.
Did we lose someone?
Shit! Oh god, he went offline. Oh
Yeah.
no! He got completely kicked.
Oh no.
This is bait. This is bait. This is a bad thing.
What? Where are we going with? What? Wait. What did she just say? Demea say?
She said, "I love him like a friend." Does that count?
You're
She's-
just not saying anything.
Navarre just kind of looks at her and is like, platonic, true love, maybe. Is that what that counts? She like looks at Everett and she asks, like, does that count?
He shrugs, just like, I don't know.
I love everyone here though.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie. That's so sweet.
Sorry,
She's gonna hug Nagmara.
You're fine.
I just dropped out for like a minute and a half. Did I miss anything?
Squealing and
that-
platonic love.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Not much.
Demea just saying she left them.
You were curious about my eye. I heard you ask. Maybe you should know.
Who?
Demea. She asked what happened, and I've already was like
Why?
connecting, like, oh shit.
I mean, I think we are all a little curious.
That one's not. I know that for a fact. She points back to Virdrick. He's not curious about shit.
He looks over at you.
Not curious. He has a very good poker face.
Na, na, na.
He glances forward, but there's a little bit of a.
It's like he like glances forward and leans back.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Adrian.
A what? All I heard was
I
ah.
heard I'm sorry, Adrian.
Yeah, give me a second.
Alright.
Fine.
It's okay.
Oh. Beat him in the head. Knock him out.
Oh shit!
I condone
wait for her.
violence.
Adrian!
No, not the Rocky Balboa.
Adrian, Uwu.
God damn it!
Oh.
We got
Okay.
Tawu,
Anyway.
Lee, Guwu, and Piao, Matuino, and Pewisu.
Alright.
She's kind of holds onto her shoulders. You have to promise that you will try not to cry.
Okay.
Uh,
Right,
right. That's the way here. You know how people like me aren't exactly allowed, right?
Huh?
Oh dear.
Actually, would I know what she means by that?
Sheena
I don't know.
holds up a hand slowly. I can fill you in on a little bit. It's
Huh?
it's not something that my clergy believes in. We want to get more knowledge and we want to know things, but some of the different clerics, the ancients, the entities who existed before the gods. Some of them, when Ait'seh was forced to flee into the world, were thrown onto the world as well, and their traces are everywhere. And the gods try and, I guess, they try and trim the garden, I suppose would be the word. I'm not a nature cleric, I don't know the right words. But they try and keep it from overwhelming everything. The thing is, mortals like you, me, we sometimes can get in contact with them. And ancients, or even some of the ancients' darker offspring, fiends, they can cause a lot of damage. And if you make a deal with them, some clerics see that as being tainted, that their essence is now inside of you, and they try and find people like that to cleanse it from them as quickly and generally not in the most delicate manner.
Oh, so you're like a cleric that made a deal with another otherworldly being?
No, sweetie, I'm not a cleric. The term is warlock. Clerics, well, not hers, and certain other divisions of clerics. Some of them don't mind me. Others, well, they do what she just described to you.
No, that's not very nice. I mean, you're still a person. And while she says that, she's gonna grab onto your hands, be like, "Doesn't matter who you made the deal with. What matters is what you do."
Yeah, but humans are scared people. I don't blame them. Not exactly. Fear leads us to do stupid things. This is one of them. And I mean, hey, so long as I stay hidden, nothing bad really happens, so. She, pats her hand. I'll be fine. Just don't go breathing what I am to a bunch of people. You never know who might be.
I promise. Oh, it's
She, hugs her.
She'll hug back really tightly. Hold on a second.
The worm hugs of the tiefling.
What? That make her cry.
Oh my god!
Yes, Claire, you would be able to hear this. They're not, hiding it from you guys.
Just very crying on my clothes.
Yeah, is she crying?
With the 10, you barely save.
Okay. You can probably hear her go.
No tears.
You could probably see that she's trying to hold back, but she's like,
okay.
You know how you kind of rub your knuckle on someone's cheek, not roughly, just very gently to kind of,
Yeah.
just as a security thing. That's kind of what she's doing to Jemima. At this point, she's just shifted her around where she's holding on to her like a child.
Mm-hmm.
she'll just shine a nice smile at you.
The patron that I have, the one who gave me Arcus and who turned him into a dog, thank you very much, both you and Auntie. Uh-huh. You speak common, don't even start that shit. She runs in my family. In a way. That's why she's called Auntie, because she's my mother's patron. There were a few people back home who found out Mother was the same thing I am. And as I told you before, humans can be scared. And they attacked us. mom didn't have much ability. She tried her best to defend, but it almost got very bad. And I made a deal in the midst of this fight so that I could help her. I kind of got attacked immediately after, so that's where this came from.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's not like they really liked us in the first place since Mom was a drow.
I understand, but just keep in mind that you're a wonderful person and that I like you.
Oh, that's
the way
all
you
that
are.
matters.
Yeah.
She gives her like this tight hug. You know, you really remind me of my younger sibling.
Do I?
He's a very enthusiastic little kid. Granted, he's also probably half your age, if not more.
He sounds nice.
I think you'd enjoy him.
Yeah, maybe I can meet him one day.
Maybe. I don't know. My brother's wandering around here at some point. I don't know where the hell he ended up.
Hmm. Maybe
At this
we'll
point,
pass
she's just kind of casually holding on to Jemaya.
She's holding back onto Navarra.
As one does.
Mother and child. Don't talk to me or my daughter ever again.
It's like the sisterly bond at this point.
Right.
Don't talk to me or my sister ever again.
And as the cart continues to click along, so that's a good place to end the session.
Aw, ended on a nice sweet.
Nice, sweet, and wholesome.
Nice sweet
Love
baby
it.
tiefling.
Yes, a good girl. A good girl indeed.
Navarra's my fucking mom.
For everyone watching, thank you so much for doing so. I will be making sure to link my YouTube channel if you want to go back and see the other stuff that we've made. And if you're on YouTube, I will be hopefully be putting a link to my Twitch on there as well as the time we stream. I do stream Wednesdays and Thursdays, starting around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've got many different D&D campaigns that I'm running. I'm going to try and do some other content as well at the moment. Give me a like, give me a comment so I can know what you think. If you want to see more of this content, subscribe so I can continue to keep up the good work with this.
Subscribe!
And so that we can continue to give you all that good, glorious content. And until next week, we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!
Bye. Woo.